Ronbo, get on in here, man. Come on now. We are not going to dwell on a loss in this early in the season. So get in here, man. I'll be looking for you today. Also, I noticed Nikita's Michael, you gonna be okay, man? Shout out to Michael. No, we don't know. Everybody stays healthy. A word for the 49ers, everybody should stay healthy. Meanwhile, Nana! You know what I just found out? You probably already knew about this. Clint Kubiak is in New Orleans. That's why they look like that. I never pay attention to where the coaches go. I find out usually later on in the season. Kubiak's up there running 49er football. That's why the Dallas... That's why the Dallas Cowboys got mad up. Okay, you know what? What we got to do, when Mike McDaniel went to, there's a period where there's a readjustment with Kyle Shanahan and his offense. Mike McDaniel goes to Miami, and all of a sudden we start to slide a little bit. People start saying things like, oh man, was Mike McDaniel making all the difference? And then, of course, we recovered a little bit. And we recovered a lot, actually. And then all of a sudden, Kubiak has left, and our offense, and Kyle as much as admitted that he got out, Coach. One of the things we saw in that game was the fact that you need a Tom Brady to be able to figure out things that happened to Brock Purdy yesterday, because you prepare your quarterback all you want to, but he has got to have the experience to recognize disguise coverages and everything else, and they did that. And I'm only concerned about that for this reason, because is that going to be a blueprint that people are going to follow now when playing the 49ers in order to thwart everything we do? You know what? It's okay. Brock's a sharp kid. I think he's gonna figure it out and adjust. And some of the things he saw, I'm sure he's gonna remember. He's probably gonna remember really well, and get back on the stick. Kubiak's in New Orleans running 49er football, and the Cowboys, for the suckers that didn't know over there, they walked right into a hornet's nest. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Let me stop. CMC absence clearly felt, fam. Apparently. 49ers offensive identity changes minus McCaffrey. And this is in spite of all of Jordan Mason's success, and Mason's looking good. 100 yards again. But, one of the things that I don't know if you noticed, it could have been just me because I was, my anxiety always overrides my own good sense. But the Niners didn't appear as engaged in week 2 versus the Vikings, which leads to a lot of speculation, doesn't it? Now, I know, don't panic. It's week 2, week 3 coming up. We're playing the Rams. The Rams are in worse shape than we could ever be as far as physically. The Rams are the walking dead. They could resurrect the whole program. Bunch of zombies running around in L.A. But my own observations point toward an emotional letdown after getting all pumped up for week 1 versus the Jets, and I can see that. And besides that, preseason doesn't lend to real preparation anymore for the NFL. And in this case, that's what that's going to do, is that's going to lend itself to preseason carrying on in the first month of the season each and every year. I suspect everybody's happy. We've added more games and added more things. So the quality of the game doesn't matter to administrators as it maybe once did. But having to immediately go on the road following a short week is another excuse I could give them. I'm giving them excuses, fam. I've got to help myself feel better, and I'm trying to at the same time make you feel better too, as to what the hell happened. But I tell you what, fam, that 97-yard Justin Jefferson score, and we had to endure that griddy dance. I'm telling you right now, that could have been avoided. And that was a screw up. And then people are already saying, okay, tell me the difference between Sorensen and Wilkes. We gave Wilkes a few weeks. We got to give Sorensen a few weeks. That's just my opinion. All right. Us faithful can better make judgments after the upcoming weekend, though, regarding the Niners' mental prowess, right along with how well they do minus both Deebo and CMC. You know how much Deebo loves playing the Rams. I feel so bad for him. Oh, he loves it. Deebo, just get better, man. The questions may not be answered in week 3 about the missing effect and impact of CMC, though. But as diligent as the 49ers were about building quality depth on the team, we'll soon find out enough to make measure of the offseason efforts. Because the 49ers they were very diligent in their efforts to fortify that offense and the defense with guys that come in behind the starters and keep up the pressure on other teams. So to the phones we're going to go to further ponder the 49ers' Week 2 loss to the Vikings. And will San Francisco adjust to life without CMC until his return? And will Shanahan expand on the talent of J.P. Mason's duties? This is another thing Shanahan's got to do. He's got to do it. Mason showed that he can get it done. Give him some more. You put a little bit on his plate. He ate it all up. Put some more on his plate. Let him eat that up. I got all the faith in the world in Mason. After I've seen enough, that boy is NFL quality, period. Tommy Huxley, hey. I did say 40 burger on the Lambs. Tommy, you can't say it. It may or may not be. We're missing a lot of guys, but maybe, Tommy, thanks. Maybe that's not going to make a difference against this Rams team. Other Rams teams, yes. If we went in there like we are now and they were at full strength, it would be a challenge to say the least. Family, let's make one thing clear, though. Jordan Mason is by no means the reason the Niners are looking a bit less than usual in these first 2 weeks of the season. I just want to get that straight right now. I'm not saying the missing CMC is the only reason why we're struggling. Jordan Mason's doing his part. He's doing the best CMC imitation right now that could actually be asking him. In fact, Jordan Mason was one of the Niners' most exciting contributors in Week 2's pathetic performance by most. William Robinson, the safeties, and really another thing. This is why Sorensen's getting flack. Why are the safeties back there covering? I needed Chavarius. I needed Yidam. You know what, though? I tell you what, I'll take my chances with Deebo, but the safeties, this is not what they do. They're back there by specifically job definition to make sure nothing gets done by pass. Anyway, it may be too early to start crying about the absence of CMC, but we can't pretend that the Niners are the same without him. McCaffrey has already been placed on the IR and isn't going to be eligible until return. 4 more weeks, fam, minimum. 4 more weeks is the minimum, and Norm McCaffrey, he's going to pretend like he is ready to go. So, Christian, man. Let that thing heal. Do everything the doctor says. Home remedies, get it. Make it heal up. CMC, come on, man. Now's the time you got to put your priorities in the right position and get that foot to heal up. But we'll Mason make it clear that he can make a difference. He won't be sitting for endlessly long periods again after the CMC return anyway. Unless Kyle's completely lost his mind. But for one thing that is noticeable, the Vikings could play the Niners more straight up and third downs in the game, as can every team they'll face the weekend ahead. This is why I'm concerned about the blueprint of the 49ers right now. Brock Purdy was asked that question regarding how teams can play the Niners differently when CMC is not on the field. Everybody in the 49er camp is aware of it. Brock responded with, quote, "I think just being able to drop back in zone and not having to put 2 guys on a running back coming out of the backfield like Christian," unquote. Hell yeah, it makes a difference. That's why I'm telling you, Kyle. If you were trying to figure that out as hard as I have been, McCaffrey's skill set is unique. And we know this. I do this as diversity of skills as a football player. CMC can destroy a defense with both his running and receiving. Now, I don't think Mace can run route as well as CMC, but he sure as hell could come out of that backfield suddenly. The reason McCaffrey was crowned NFL Opoy last year, he rushed 1,459 yards and 14 TDs. Receiving, 67 passes for 564 yards and 7 scores. Do you know how many wide receivers in the league that is what they do? We're not able to do in the air. This is why the whole CMC has to return at some point. He does. But Mace does not have to be just a running back. Shanahan would be smart to use Mason in the same way. JP spent $3,000 on a jugs machine, fam. Kyle's aware of that. Bobby Turner has echoed he looks better. Start incorporating it. And in fact, I imagine that during preseason, it was assumed that CMC was going to be back. Hell, Mace was number 3 on the list anyway, as far as depth goes. Can you imagine? We had a number 3 running back named Jordan Mason. This is why the league was saying things like the 49ers had the best running back room in the league. But looking over the Falcons running backs duo, damn. Are we actually all that much? I don't know about Algier and what's his name? Anyway. JP just finished up his second start with CMC, and he came through with a 700-yard performance. 20 carries, Mace rushed for 100 yards and a TD. But fam, remember that flag? Was that this week or last week? Remember that flag? Didn't Mason run one in and they called it back? Was that last week against the Jets or was that this week? Anyway, that would have added a lot more yards and a TD. The flags are becoming an issue. We lost a touchdown last week because of that. Niners need to trust and expand Mason's role. That's my point. Right now they're not asking him to do anything outside the ordinary. Coach Shanahan is going to have to be weaned off of CMC a bit for a while. Use who you have, Kyle. Give Mason a shot. That's what Kyle's biggest problem is. And I'm not getting on club beat up on Kyle, but I'm just saying sometimes he's overly cautious. His trust issues, he has them. Every now and then they sneak into what's really good sense for the team. I mean, regarding KP, Coach said he does what he's been doing since he's been here. Well, okay. Then let him do more than he's been doing since he's been here. He can do it, Kyle. We've had 2 guys go down already, so I think it's pretty obvious to him that he's a starter, says Kyle Shanahan. And that's the case. Duh. Okay. Mace just wants to believe in him. I think now that you do, that's why you're getting what you're seeing now. He has that capability. Mason in training camp, as I said, a number 3 guy, Elijah Mitchell sustained that injury, and that's where we are now. Shanahan said about this show, nobody about CMC. God, it's a really frightening thing. Nobody knows. We're dealing with tendonitis. There's not one person who knows. He doesn't know. We don't know. We'll take it day by day by putting him on the IR for at least 4 weeks. That will give him some time to rest and kind of protect him from himself, too, no matter how he's feeling. It's 4 in a minute. I could see CMC sneaking out in the middle of the night when nobody's looking. He finds a track somewhere or he's in a weight room, just working out like a madman. And the foot's not getting any better. 3 weeks later, I say, why does his foot look exactly as it did? I don't know. He's got to be serious about this. You know what? In fact, I wish we'd had people keep an eye on him. But Mason carried a large workload in the 49ers' first 2 games of the season, and there's going to be more of the same. He already has 48 rushing attempts in 2 weeks, fam, for 247 yards and 2 TDs in 2 games. That's too much load. That's too much. You're going to burn him out. They're going to blow him out. This is what leads to injury, especially how now that Deebo is having his annual injury and out for a couple of weeks of time already. Deebo, man, you didn't take you long, man. God dang. We really needed Deebo. He was looking good this past weekend. I wasn't talking bad about him. Well, the first few minutes I was. And then after he started showing me he was going to come to play, I was saying, okay, Deebo, I love you, man. Come on, let's go. Pulls a calf. But as a rookie in 2022, do you know Mace set previous NFL single-season record highs with 43 rushing attempts for 258 yards? Kyle Shanahan still wouldn't remove him from the number 2 spot. I like Isaiah. Man, he's okay. He is. He's great. But he cannot stay. Every time he gets hit, it's a potential takedown. So Mason was the only Niners threat in the rushing game on Sunday. Brock had a couple scrambles for 12 yards. Isaac Rurindo apparently scared Shanahan so bad that he came in once, ran for no yards, went and most likely took a shower and went home. We never saw him again for the rest of the game. Here's the thing, fam. Isaac freaked him out because he wasn't real patient on that one run they saw him do. Bobby Turner should, this week, go through the game plan a little bit, but him and the taxi squad go over and over again about exercising patience in the run game. Wait till Trent wears somebody down, watch for the creeps, cruise along the side that you guys have rehearsed, and when you see that opening, plant that foot and explode. It takes a little while for some guys who aren't used to running like that. Mace can do it. All Isaac has to do is watch Mace blueprint on how to run Kyle Shanahan's stretch. That's all you got to do. He'll get it. I know he can do it. He didn't do much out of coming out of school, though. Somebody made issue with that before the season started. I didn't pay no mind. I just watched the clips that I seen, highlight clips. It looked great. We saw him this already returned a kick return. It looked great. So, Deebo ran a little bit, had a decent receiving game, of course, and had 2 rushing attempts. Made everybody mad. Everybody mad. Minus 10 yards. Fam, can we assume the Niners are going to work a bit harder, though, with Grindo? I think Kyle worries me about this sometimes. He lets things go that he thinks are okay to let go. The Rams should be a good workout for Grindo. I want to see Grindo, if we get a lead, say in the first quarter, first half, it's Isaac's game from that point on. We can work their secondary is just crap. Everybody's out. Let Brock work, and you know what? I know Kyle's not going to take Brock out. We need to build a lead first. I'm not saying it's going to be just a cakewalk, but I just say if there's opportunity, please take advantage of it this weekend with some of the people who need more work. Put Mason in passing situations to add more stress to the opposing defenses. Yes. Okay, let me stop crying and Tommy, why is Texas girl here? 44 dropped on the. I have no idea. You know, Tommy and everybody else, all of us here, the scrubs. This is their only relief. They come in and they talk trash, but now it's falling on deaf ears. They look like ass. I don't understand what their MO is in me being here. AB, Brock elite, and this is his opportunity to show it, and he will become that way. Brock's got to grow into some things. He's got to learn some things. Flores just did a number on him. He did a number on Kyle, too. He did a number on both Kyle and Brock. So that's got to stop. It will. I really do believe it will. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Get on in there, Jack.
Ronbo, is this the week that we finally hear, there goes
Furindo? This has got to be it, Jack. He's got to get out there and get some schooling. He's got to.
Yes. This is the week, baby. This is the week. So stay fired up. They're injured more than us.
I mean, badly. They're the worst in the league. I really think so.
Bounce back.
They look bad.
And it's a home game. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a home game. So, you know how LA is. There's going to be a sea of red in that damn stadium.
That's got to piss them off to the point they
we're
can't
rusty,
play.
Man. We're rusty. Yeah, man. We're rusty. You know what I'm saying? From T-Will to IU, McCaffrey's gone now. Deebo, and Deebo's preparing for his retirement. Looks like it. Now that he's injured, his podcast just debuted. I don't know if you know about his new podcast.
What did he say? I don't know. I just know he comes on K every weekend.
Yeah, it's what Bleacher Report. He had Ayuk as a guest and some lady analyst running the show or something. They're talking about how was it, contract negotiation and whoop-de-whoop and all that. But you know what? This is a time, man, where I think guys like Jacob Cowing, because Conley has been looking real good in the offseason.
My first
got
choice.
Their chance.
Yes.
So, I mean, just like when Brock Purdy got his chance, we're going to be seeing some people that, hey, are going to get their chance, and let's see what to do with it, including Garendo.
Especially Garendo. I want him to take, not maybe the Lions' chair. You still need to beat the Rams up because they cannot stop the run to save their life right now. I mean, the Cardinals just went buck wild. I mean, they probably should have threw a flag, a white flag out on the field, said he just give up. I mean, good Lord, they just ran and ran. I watched that game. Jesus Christ. The Rams can't stop the run at all. The first thing I thought is, oh my God, this will be the 200-yard week for J.P. Mason. But I don't want him out there long enough to get 200 yards. It's not necessary.
Well, I mean, they're going to have a lot of injuries. Cooper Kupp, safety, John Johnson, guard, Jonah Jackson, Puka Nakua, we all know that.
The list goes on and on. Look at
Avila,
the
another
offensive
O-lineman.
Ah.
No Boom, Joe No Boom, cornerback, Darius Williams is on tight end, Tyler Higbee. So, they're extremely banged up. But, all this talk about Sorensen, and we got rid of our other defensive coordinator and all that. It's week 2, man. Pump the brakes. He had a 3-game losing streak as well in Wilkes, but they're talking about we're the 30th yards per play, and on third down conversions to become a first down, we're like 59% of the time the offense scores on us a first down. So, it's looking bad for the defense. But listen, we still don't got Dre Greenlaw, Hufunga's not there. I mean, our team is just starting to gel. Malik Collins and all them. Can you imagine week 6, 7 when these guys know each other really well? So
let's talk about preseason.
You know what I'm saying?
September's preseason.
Give Sorensen a chance. Give Sorensen. But it was Brian Flores, man. Brian Flores and Kevin O'Connell. They got our ass. You know what I'm saying? They had Shanahan's number, and they knew even when Deebo hasn't ran a sweep in 13 plays. Watch the sweep. Watch it. Right when Deebo ran everybody went left and just stomped
everybody.
Him. So
Shanahan should work that. Yeah. I would work that myself. Jack, if I know that's going to happen, and that's pretty much the understood what you do when the 49ers try to run Deebo, I'd have something ready for that. Deebo would be running reverses like crazy. Now, I got another guy coming around the other side. As soon as you shift that entire stupid defense to one side, get rid of the ball, I got Calvin coming around the other side, out of here. Kyle sits back and gets lazy sometimes. Even I can figure out what to do about that. Damn.
But yeah, the O-line, man, usually it's the right side, right? That wasn't on point. McKivitz would give up a sack. He did give up 6 pressures, but it was Trent Williams and Aaron Banks were the only 2 to give up a sack. Dominic Pooney had 3 pressures. Jake Brendel had 2. Trent Williams had 4. So, man, it was one of them games, man, traveling all that way. They probably didn't sleep well. You know what I'm saying? It's already 10 o'clock. Oh, shit, you got to go to bed. And, the flight, jet lag, the stadium. We didn't get school. We got scolded, baby.
Don't forget the flu.
So yeah, man. So it was one of them trap games. I told you, just like the Jets a few years ago when we had the injuries, the turf was different and all that stuff. But hey, we needed a wake-up call, Ronbo, and this was it. Now watch. Yeah, this is going to wake our ass. Boys like Trent Williams, he's going to be clapping and saying, come on, Ayuk, I need you. Same thing with Ayuk. He's going to say, all right, they are going to turn up, man. And this is the game to turn up, including Brock Purdy, man. Because I feel like he wasn't treated right, man. I think we should have thrown more first and opened up Mason because everybody and the grandmama knew, including Brian Flores, knew we was going to use Mason a lot because he had a 147 against the Jets. So we should have passed first and opened up Mason and got in that ass. But, hey, this is going to be a wake-up call. I can't wait to see the guys step up. Cowing, Chris Conley. Maybe we might even see Ricky Pearsall suit up.
Now,
he might not play, but as an emergency, he might suit up and say, listen, get ready for the following week.
Isn't he on the IR? Ricky's got a couple more weeks, I think. Or another week at least. He can't come out there yet. It's okay. We don't need him. Nah. I got Conley.
You got one more week. Don't forget about Cowing.
Yeah, we got plenty of wide receivers. No problem with that. So
plenty of wide receivers, man. We got plenty of wide receivers.
I want to see JJ. I want to see Juwan have a bigger role this week too. All right, Jack, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to see you Friday. Bring your score and the reason why you feel that way. And I'll be looking for you, fam. Always appreciate you, Jack.
All right, baby. Watch out for Mustafa, man. Looks like he gets some playing time, too. Let's go.
All right. All right, Jack. Have a great day.
Always a pleasure. Peace.
Thanks, fam. Texas boy said 49ers ain't got no running back. Thanks, what? Our running back versus yours. You got to be kidding me. What the hell are you talking about? I got a running back.
Ronbo.
By the way, you know, I just checked out also that it seems that Brock leads the league in passing yards. No, I saw it, but I kept going. Matty, get in here, Matty.
Buddy.
Man, you know, we're lucky. And each and every year we're lucky. When we get really having trouble, for some reason, except for last year, we weren't unhealthy or having problems. But every time we're having troubles, we go to play the Rams, and it's like taking this super tonic, and everybody feels so much better after beating that Rams ass. And I ain't even afraid to talk about it. Normally I'm scared because I still some kind of a biorhythm into the sphere, and we have a problem. I start feeling too cocky, too confident. But the Rams have lost everybody on the team, save 3 or 4 people. If they beat the 49ers, I will be
we're good, buddy.
Yeah. But talk about some of the things we are concerned about with the 49ers and how Kyle Shanahan's running that team right now.
Yeah, no, I think, it was a good wake-up call, like call it before. I think maybe, I guess earlier better. I mean, I guess, hopefully they figured out what they needed to work on for the week. You're going to have to deal with some losses for a while. I mean, as far as like who's not going to play, kind of sucks, but.
You know, Matty, though, we could adjust. A lot of times in these situations, players that you didn't know were as good as they were all of a sudden get their chance and they shine. The depth we got has talent. I'm looking for that coming up this weekend.
No, that's what I'm looking. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, no, and going to Levi's South, we'll be in a sea of red. It'll be like a home game.
No jet lag. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, isn't it though?
Oh God! Wouldn't you love to see though?
Yeah, no.
I need to see. He's already proved he can run with the best of them. We need to see Jordan Mason go out for passes. Now I know he's not going to be able to run routes like CMC, but get him out there. And there was a couple times when Brock missed him. He was standing over there like, "Hey, Brock, you throw me the ball if you want to." Okay, Brock, ain't nobody here, man. And then Brock would squeeze it into a real tight window, which speaks volume for Brock as well. Let me stop. But go ahead.
He caught a nice one against the Jets.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I hadn't really, before that, I hadn't really seen him do a whole lot of that. So I was like, I guess he's very capable. So I think you're right. If he just scheme him up like he's Christian McCaffrey, just pretend like that's who's playing there. Just run the same scheme.
Yeah.
And
they have to, man, because teams now are going to do a lot what Flores did because they think we're handicapped to some degree without CMC. Now, if all you have to do is add one more dimension to what a good running back like J.P. Morgan's already JP, there's a bank call, J.P. Mason is doing.
J.P. Morgan.
But Mason's already doing, then let him do it, Kyle. Experiment at least, because teams are going to do exactly what Flores did to us from this point on if we can't find a way to ruin it. It makes sense. I would.
No, if we can tighten things up and keep the penalties to a minimum, not beat ourselves, I think we'll be just fine. And like you said, I think we need to see some guys that we hadn't seen yet. We need to see them step up, I guess. So
I'm looking forward to it.
That'd be nice. See some things we hadn't seen, So I don't know. I'm excited, but at the same time, it's like, man, I don't know. And then Mike, and then with everything going on with Deebo, and I'm like, man, should we just get rid of him next year to someone else? Because we're gonna have to pay the old Purdy. So
we got a lot of people we got to pay next year.
That's gonna be a mess.
The thing about Deebo, his best football is in the second half of the season anyway, for reasons unknown. I like Deebo. I don't want to see him go. He is unique in what he does. Kyle's just got to figure out a way to make that play that he loves to run more effective. And Kyle's smarter than that. I wish he would stop it. Deebo has not done anything special with that play since toward the end of last season, and actually during the middle of the season as well. Last year, teams had already come up with a remedy for that, and Kyle should actually be able to see that. Deebo never busted loose last year's that I remember of, unless it was early in the season last year, but it hasn't been the same since.
No, I think you're right. Yeah, so, I think, it's too bad. I wish you'd get it together a little sooner.
Yeah. So
it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh, well, because I love watching Deebo get loose out of the flat. But he's got to get past the line of scrimmage, and every coach in the league knows, do not let him break that initial front line. If he does, all hell's going to break loose. Everybody in the league knows that, and they're just making sure that doesn't happen best they can.
Well, BA's got to get loose this weekend. He's got to do so well this weekend that we forget the fact that he hasn't really played real well in the last 2 games. You know what I mean?
I mean, really true. He knows it, but I'm worried about him crumbling under pressure. He's felt the pressure since he got paid. Week 1, he looked terrible, and I attribute that to the fact he hasn't been working out with the team. Right? Okay, fine. Week 2, he got a little better, which actually confirmed my thinking. He needs work. He's
he
about
does.
2 weeks away,
Maybe him and Purdy need to stay late after class, put in a few more reps.
I think they were working hard before the season started, but there's nothing like game time experience, and
True.
He's got to get it.
So, yeah, I guess this is where the rubber meets the road. I mean, it is early in the season, but we're kind of setting pace for, there's a little momentum to be lost. So,
yeah. At least Kittle's looking good. Kittle's healthy.
Take the wind out of your sails.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to get with it too. Like, because I'd like to keep him around, but I could see him not retiring with the 49ers. It could be, I'd like to.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Well, the thing is, the 49ers won't
he's
get rid of him unless he's just not going to be able to contribute any further. Otherwise, I think pretty much Kyle and John are married to Kittle. Kittle's healthy now. He looks like a stud again out there. He's laying guys out with one shoulder, running out for patterns on his way out. I mean, he's looking like George Kittle. He's running with the ball well. I think Kittle will be okay.
True. I'll give you that.
Better.
Yeah, so. I agree. He just, he just needs. Well, they all just need to catch the ball. I guess without saying, right?
And week 2, they're going to need a couple of weeks. As I say, September's become preseason around the league. You play two. We played 2 preseason games. The season almost cut short with that month. It seems like a month and a half of layoff time during the preseason. Didn't they say gone longer than usual for that break this year? Sitting around, getting rusty.
Well, no, it's been kind of weird, hasn't it? So I think, it'll take a little bit, but everybody's having some hiccups.
I agree.
So
quality of the game, and Manny, have you noticed passing has dropped where running has picked up? I mean, I've attributed that also to the quality of quarterbacks around the league. There's only 3 or 4 that really can dominate a game by themselves. If you don't have a running game, you're going to lose. Okay, you know what?
You don't have anything at that point.
Oh, yeah.
That's really, it can be your foundation.
And who likes to run? Everybody. That's why everybody's trying to run Kyle Shanahan football. We're
going to run it down the Rams' throat this weekend.
Yes. Matty. Oh, it's great. Listen, I'll be back
buddy.
Friday. Let's
Friday.
Comfort each other by saying, we
scores.
got this.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, buddy.
There's Matty up in beautiful Bend, Oregon. Matty.
Have a good night, buddy.
You too, fam. Oh, man. Oh, it's Aaron at Triple W. Triple A. You need roadside service.
Ronbo.
There he is. Aaron, now that a couple of days have passed by since that ball game, and we can now put some of the things that we saw under a microscope and take a thorough examination. And the bottom line is Kyle got beat up by Flores and his staff. That Brock was out there unprepared, basically, is Kyle's fault because Kyle actually didn't know what to do. You see, this is when you have a Tom Brady, a Patrick Mahomes, a Matt Stafford for better. I hate to use him for an example. Quarterbacks with experience can actually read those defenses and adjust. We did see Brock up at the line of scrimmage, audible a couple times, because he gets 2 or 3 plays to work with, from what I understand, when he goes to the line of scrimmage anyway. Brock did his best, but with his level of experience, he's not going to be able to dissect those things right away at the line. And so we saw him throw into coverages sometimes that he didn't know were there. These are some of the things that Kyle's going to have to sit down and really coach, since Kubiak is over in New Orleans. I think Kubiak used to take a lot of these chores on that I'm talking about now. Kubiak's over in New Orleans schooling the Saints on how to beat a Cowboys' ass. And I didn't know that until I just realized who was the offensive coordinator. Oh, Kyle, you lost another. Anyway, Aaron, what are your feelings on these matters?
Yes. So first of all, on the defensive side, I think it was 30-something in Minnesota. I think Minnesota was on their territory, close to the field goal. So
yes, that was a turning point right there. You're right, and we went for it and didn't make it. Yeah.
When Sam Darnold threw that touchdown to JJ on that 97.
Yeah. Damn near 100 yards. I know.
I mean, on that play, really, all I saw is that George Alden was covering Justin Jefferson, and I said to myself,
where was Javaris?
Why would you put a safety on JJ? Where was Travis Ward or Deebo? And
or if you get to put Odom on him, you got to double team. That's Jefferson.
I don't know. I don't know if it was on Nick Sorensen or
did they miss assignment? That's possible. I hadn't thought about that. You're right.
Or maybe Brandon Staley.
Oh,
I don't know.
I keep forgetting about him. He knows better, even if Sorensen doesn't. Rule number 1, days before we play the Vikings, I'm telling everybody, guys, we're never going to have a sudden dead moment when somebody forgets assignment. Justin Jefferson is priority 1 in that backfield. Nayland and some of the other guys are good ball players, but we got that. But Justin Jefferson will single-handedly take us apart if we don't contain him. And when you think about it, though, fam, we contained Jefferson for the most part. He didn't have an all-day thing going on, but he did have his one gritty moment. Damn it. God. Ah. Boom.
Yeah, and I know Sorensen is a new DC, but
he knows our defense.
But I think as the weeks go on, I think we'll get an idea of how he adjusts.
There you will. They're learning. They're watching that tape, and all of them are slapping each other's. Face palms all over the room. You have to go through these things, but at the cost of losing a game is not what you want to do. Learn, win, and get beat up or something like that, but do not lose the game behind those kind of things. And there's other reasons we lost the game besides that one touchdown, but still, you don't want that to be a part of it if you can.
Right. And like you said from Brock Purdy, I know he didn't play that well Sunday, but he made a couple of throws that kind of wowed me. That throw to Deebo, towards the sideline. Yeah.
That was
So,
special, and
and I,
he was under siege on that throw too. Perfect.
yeah, because the Vikings blitz a lot, like 50%, I
Hmm.
believe.
You know, that's not the first
So,
time that he's seen. You know,
well,
did you notice he had more yards versus Minnesota than he did the previous week against the Jets? I hate to think so,
yeah,
but Brock has better. He puts up better stats when he's under pressure all game long. Every team that's blitzed Brock Purdy, for the most part, except for a couple, has been beaten brutally. Now, that shouldn't be the case. When he's got all day to throw, and he's going through all his progressions a lot of the time, even in this game, that should be better. But he was studying rather than finding receivers. Brock was trying to figure things out. He'll figure it out. He has to go through these things. There's still some things he's got to go through, so he'll get it.
yeah, and also since Deebo will be out for a week or two, and
Probably
no
three.
CMC,
Calf
and
injury.
I'm
3
expecting,
weeks. Yeah.
yeah, I'm expecting BA to go buck wild this Sunday because he needs to show what he's worth.
Yeah. Well, you know
He
what?
got paid $30 million.
Yeah. He can come out, though. And the 49ers have a substantial lead in the first half. If they can do that, I won't be able to. Well, you know what? He needs to work the whole game. But I want to see Cowing out there. I want to see more Conley. You know what? Cowling.
Jawan James.
You know what? Let Jawan be Jawan in the first half. And sporadically from that, I don't want him to get hurt playing the Rams. I don't want none of my blue chip players getting hurt playing the damn Rams. They're not worth it. You don't need all that anyway. So, we'll see. Because got to get some people.
Yeah.
Window has got to get some carries. He's got to get some.
Yeah, and I mean, I know he's just a rookie, but I just don't know if Kyle gonna let him because
Who?
Garindo, because
Oh.
all Kyle's is all about blocking.
I know.
And
Receivers know
wait,
about that.
who's the other running back we got? Patrick Taylor?
That's him. If Taylor's been activated, well, he wasn't on an inactive list. I guess he was out there. Time done ran out on us. Triple A, let me see Friday, and let's come up with scores for this game.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, fam.
Have a good night.
You too, Aaron. All right, fam. All right. Hey, yo, Steven.
What's happening, Ronbo?
Well, Steven, what's happening is during the game is one thing, and you've seen what you saw, right? And we talk about it. But now there's been some other things that have been uncovered. And I said, you know what? That's bullshit. That could have been avoided. I mean, Steven, go ahead, fam, and ask, and please help me with Kyle Shanahan's usage of Jordan Mason.
I don't know what the hell he was thinking with Jordan Mason. I really don't know what he saw or what he thought in that time period when we played our first snap or in the preseason. I don't know why he is the way he is, but he needs to fix his shit or he needs to get the fuck out. And that's because he does that every single goddamn season and every single play. It's like the moment he knows you can run, he will punch you through the middle and try to kill you. He did it to Trey Lance. He did it to Elijah Mitchell. He did it to Tevin Coleman. He did it to Matt Breida. He did it to damn near every running back, including Jermichael Hasty, even though it was short-lived.
No, your list is long already. I'm afraid of the other names you might add to it. If we look back ever since 2017, that list could expand. You're talking about the last 3 seasons. God.
Exactly. See the problem? The problem is, and it'll always be Shanahan. I don't know if we have to threaten him and he has to get the picture. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't understand why this man would rather have someone go through the middle rather than going through the left or the right. Because
here's
the issue.
Hmm?
Go ahead.
As you said, that's part of the scheme. That's the Shanahan scheme. And think about this for a minute, Stephen. Every other team in the league is trying to use it. So it's not a bad idea. But the fact of the matter is, you need to platoon those guys like you did when we had 2 running backs in Mostert and the guy we got from Atlanta. I mean, you don't need to run one back. You never used a bell cow thing before. Why are you trying to do that now? That's the thing.
Well, another thing too, Ronbo, these running backs are built different. They're not built like the days of old, where you had Emmett Smith pound the rock, or you had Frank Gore and Beast Mode pound the rock. The last time a running back ever ran like that, on God, the last time a running back ever ran like that was Derrick Henry.
And look at Derrick.
He is starting to lose his touch.
Yep. Start all that. It wears a man down. I don't care how much you keep in shape. And Christian McCaffrey, hence ipso facto, look at the condition he's in now. Maybe that tendon doesn't go and rupture like that. Maybe he's okay now. No. Run him 28 times a week. I bet there's a few times when Christian ran 30 times a ball game.
He probably, in the problem is, he was in an offense that didn't know how to use him.
Yeah.
And yet he somehow, granted, he did go out with an entire season-ending injury, yes, because he didn't have that power to back him. But now he does, and Kyle's like, well, now I'm just going to kill your career. Thank you for swinging by. Thank you for costing the organization millions upon millions of dollars. Thank you for not, letting me win a Super Bowl. I'm just going to kill your career, all right? And that's his problem. I hate the fact that Shanahan thinks the way he does. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only 49er fan that thinks that way. The Vikings game, I'm going to give it a pass, though. I'm going to give it a pass because tell me a team that can play a Monday night football game, right, jump on a plane, go all the way across the country, play another game on Sunday without any rest the way they were supposed to.
Mm-hmm. And still, you run your running back 20 times. You know what that tells? But you know what's good about that? I suspect Mason's getting all the rest he needs. He might help put that game away for the 49ers early enough so Kyle can keep him to 15 or 16 carries and let him sit the hell down. I wish Kyle would just use some judgment. If the game, you've got it under control, the line of scrimmage is going to pretty much dictate that. The offensive line and defensive line, the Rams don't have either one right now. There's no reason to run your main stars 4 quarters in this game. If he does do that, I hope Jed calls him into the rug and put all on the rug. As Kyle, I love you and what you do, but I from where I'm sitting, and I know I'm not as professional as you are, but I do know that you're doing some things. And John and I talked about this. And Jackson kind of, you talked to John? Yeah, I'm just saying. Would you listen? You're overworking some of these guys. I just say it. Somebody just say it. God. Oh.
Well, they don't call me Mr. Self-Destructive for nothing.
God,
I mean, he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. There is no other coach in the NFL that can self-destruct the way Kyle Shanahan does. He will give you so much promise. I mean, at least with the Cowboys, we know, at least they know what they're getting into. This is our year. This is our year to get fucking knocked out of the playoffs first leg. Yeah, we know it's your year. Again, and again, and again, and again. But you know what? Shanahan is like, oh, man. It's like I'm going to say it. It's like we're the Cowboys of the NFC West. We are probably, it says we got it worse, Ronbo. We got it worse. It's like we're right there. We're on that cusp. We're on the edge. We have been edging a ring for a long time for it to get stripped away from us.
1 year more than the Cowboys. You're right.
Yeah, so it's worse. It's worse. We have more talent on our roster than the Cowboys could even pay for in 10 years. And yet, for some odd reason, we got no goddamn ring. We got beat by Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs with Taylor Swift and half the offense they had, not even half the offense, a quarter of the offense they had when we played them in 2019. How the Buccaneers did it in the Super Bowl with a fully stacked Kansas City team, I'll never know. We
I'll
will
tell you.
never know.
Wait.
That is something that'll have to be studied.
But I can't answer that. The laundry was flying on the Chiefs. The refs did them no favors in that game. The whole field was yellow at one point. They kept throwing flag after flag every time. Holding, illegal men downfield, offsides. They threw a flag on the Chiefs all day long. And that's out of respect for Tom Brady. We don't have a Tom Brady. And so McCaffrey is the guy that gets all of officiating love. But before you trolls start yelling and screaming about there go the 49ers, crying about the refs again, if you guys can't see it when you watch those games, then you're just being a jerk. And that's just, that's just true. God.
No, it is true. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to deny that. The refs do help Kansas City. I mean, when you play Kansas City Chiefs, they're not even wearing black and white. They're wearing straight red and yellow.
I mean,
let's be real.
They may as well.
Let's be real. You can't make that shit up. And they did it again to the Bengals, which resulted in them losing last minute. How can you hide that? But the problem is, too, Ronbo, is the Niners have so much potential. And we have a head coach who figuratively and possibly quite literally shits himself when it's within arm's reach. I've never met a guy or any person in general that can win $1 million and chooses, nah, it's cool, I'll take a $10 bill instead. Like, I swear to God, Ronbo.
I agree. I do. He's a great coach, but he sometimes gets really stubborn and boneheaded about certain things. Steve, we got to go, though. I'm going to let you, I'm going to let you think about the score and get that back to me on Friday.
Oh, we're going to whoop that ass. But here's the thing, though. I swear to God, Ronbo, if Kyle Shanahan blows this game, and we become the laughingstock of the NFC West,
Ooh, and we will.
I promise you, mid-season, he will be gone. Because I'm pretty sure John's tired of it, and Jed is tired of it. He will be gone because he cannot. You got all this talent. You got to pay your quarterback a stupid amount of money next season. So it's like,
all right.
you know.
All right, we're going to find out. He better not lose this weekend. Anyway, tell me what your score is going to be. And matter of fact, this week we should say the spread's going to be pretty ridiculous, I imagine. We're going to use the spread. I'll tell you about it Friday. All right. Have a great night, fam. My best of Roman Scott and Mrs. Stevens. Night, fam.
Yeah, all right. Have a good night.
You too. Yeah, I'm imagining it's going to be a touchdown. 49ers probably going to be. Have you looked at the odds yet? Tell me if I'm wrong, but the spread might be. Red Eye, do better than that. Just say goodbye. Get the hell out. That'd be better. Have you seen the point spread? Is it a touchdown or more? Because if it is, that's a sucker bet for sure, though. And there it is. Papa Dragon. Pop, get in there, man.
What's up, Ronbo? What's up, fam?
It's like...
There's a lot of hostility towards our coach. What's up?
No, well, he's always gotten the flack. Every time we lose a game, we, just from sitting back where our position, it just seems that there's something that better could have been done, right? But this Jordan Mason thing is really getting on my nerves. The more I think about Mason and how he's being used and how he could be used, and I could be wrong, but I really think he can expand on Mason's duties and at least make it look like we're faking a CMC.
I think there's multiple concerns, but the biggest concern you have right now is the amount of pressures that happen across the line. So let me give you a little football one-on-one for those of you that hate when football players run up the middle. The reason why you run up the middle on trap plays is that you want to slow down the pass rush on the inside. You don't want them to think they just have to pin their ears back and run straight at the quarterback.
Yep.
You want to make them defend the run in the middle.
And you run out of one of the better defenders. Exactly.
Yeah, that's why Kyle does that. Because the blueprint for causing the 49ers system problems is two things. Either it's a 3-4 defense where you don't know where the defender's coming from, or when you crowd the line of scrimmage, taking away the short game with cover zero, and then blitzing off the corners with delayed blitzes. So you're looking at a game right now where the 49ers were 2 for 10 third downs. Hard to win that way.
Worse and worse.
Real hard to win that way. When your left tackle has 4 hurries, he had the most hurries in the whole offensive line. That's not a good day for Brock Purdy. You have yourself a short quarterback who doesn't have does not have an elite NFL arm. Okay. For example, the throw that Darnold made, Brock Purdy is not making that throw.
No,
Mac Jones is not making that throw.
Yeah.
The quarterback's not making that throw. But, when you don't have that and you don't have to worry about someone just throwing it over the top like that, those things happen. But there are a lot of schematic issues with the team in the game, and you have to understand that we have 3 new defensive linemen. You have your starting linebacker, Greenlaw, of last year. He's not there. Huff is not there. You have Odom in the secondary, who's a special teamer. So that's, 5 or 6 half your defense is new. And the only person that seems to be taking shit seriously is the guy who should be leading the team out, and that's Fred Warner.
I know.
Fred Warner played like an absolute beast.
Yeah.
If I had 10 more just like him, we'd be #1 defense in the league.
And
so
wouldn't actually need an
some
offense. Exactly. I mean, not.
Right.
I mean, they'd put all the points in.
I'm just saying, the team's got some gelling to do, you know what I mean? It's like all those new defensive players, plus you got a rookie DC, and you're screaming Super Bowl or bust? Come on, man. Really? He should have did the right thing. As soon as he got Staley, made Staley the DC. Make Sorensen the assistant DC. That's what he should have did.
But Staley should have just oversee the project, right? I don't.
Oh, no. I don't buy it.
What's Staley? What do you think Staley's doing? I mean, what is his duty? What is his job description?
I mean, I have no idea how they're even trying to approach this. I just think that Sorensen has the job. The players want him to have the job. But you know what, Shanahan, you're the head coach. You decided to fire Wilkes. Okay, and I get it. That's your prerogative. And now you put Sorensen. Well, not you, but the players put Sorensen in place. And then you bring on Staley when Staley should be the guy running the defense because he has experience. I mean, is this not Super Bowl or bust or what?
Every year for the last 4 or 5 has been. Yeah.
Last year was Super Bowl or bust for me. To me, it was like if they don't get it done last year, it's not happening. That's how I thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how I looked at it when we got to that point. So I told you the weak link is Kyle. So Kyle's got to do a better job of coaching.
And the Chiefs were as weak as they've been. Man, the Chiefs haven't been that weak as they were last season in a long time.
It's not so much that the Chiefs was weak as much as all the other teams are getting better. They're getting better players, because they don't have the salary cap issues and they have higher draft picks.
But that's the point I'm alluding to, because the fact of the matter is the Chiefs had guys, their wide receiver crew was suspect. The Chiefs actually won last year on the strength of their defense. Actually, their defense was really tough.
They won, I'll be honest with you straight up, they won on the strength of 2 things, coaching and Mahomes' legs. That's how they won.
Yeah.
The last 2 Super Bowls, coaching and Mahomes' legs.
Well, yeah.
You see the difference?
He's done that 2 years
because
ago.
Because Mahomes can throw the bomb, because he can throw it over your head. The safeties are always back. That gives him more space to run underneath. Purdy doesn't have that luxury. He doesn't have that luxury. So people are going to close to him quicker.
And also, Kyle Shanahan, there was some conversation about him going to use his legs more often this year just to keep teams honest as far as wondering if he'd take off or not. He took off a couple of times in both games, but it wasn't intimidating. You kind of seen what he did.
There's nowhere to, but there's nowhere to go. If you watch the all 22, the 49ers center is light in the butt, and he is a liability.
Brindle.
So he can be beat. He can be beat one-on-one. So when you get pressure up the middle on a quarterback who's about 6 foot, that's a long day, Ronbo. And then he tries to escape to the right or left. Guess what? They've seen that film. So they're sending cornerbacks off the edge.
That's true. But remember, Russell Wilson has no height. And I think he looks up to Brock. And he used to be one of the league's leading carriers. So, yeah. But I don't know if
Hey, whoa. You can't compare him to Russell because Russell Wilson could throw the length of the football field. He would throw it OB ahead.
Well, yeah. Well, Russ would.
Yeah.
He'd step
Am
out
I
of the pocket,
lying?
and which is no.
Yeah, but you had to play your safeties back against Russell. You don't against Brock.
They play two different styles.
That's what I'm saying.
It lends to what Russ does. Russ is playing backyard
It's
football.
what the defense does, Ronbo.
I'm just saying, but Russ played backyard football, and he always had that option to start running around. He'd run around for 15 minutes, and then he'd start running.
Okay, next time you watch us play, look at where the safeties are, and then go look at the Pittsburgh Steelers and see where the safeties are when they're playing against Fields. Tell you, if you could go over people's head, those safeties have to stay back. The San Francisco 49ers safeties are always in the screen.
Yeah.
Because they're not worried about Brock going over their head.
And also, they're not worried about anybody running around. And also, did you notice, how about when we had a speedster? George Kittle had his banner year because of Marquise Goodwin. And I used to tell people that all the time, you know what? Goodwin, when he'd take off, he had 3 or 4 guys on their horse every time. Kittle would cut right off his tail as they'd be lined up on the same side of the field, and they just drift the ball over the middle. When we get a guy, and we thought we had one that does that, you damn better believe that the safeties ain't going to sit there like that. They don't have to now.
But what do you need? But what do you need to do that? What do you need to do that? You have to have either offensive line, or you have to have a quarterback who's athletic and has a big arm. You have to have one of those two things, if not both. Because, again, a quarterback that's athletic with a gun can run behind the line of scrimmage 13 yards and fire at 50, 60 yards down the field. See Patrick Mahomes. See that touchdown pass that Trey Lance threw to the one guy we used to have on the preseason. He ran
just playing
almost 13 yards opposite side.
Yeah, I know.
He flew over everybody's head. That's what I'm saying. It's a skill set that is not in Brock. I'm not blaming this on Brock.
No, but
Brock played a decent game.
I'm not going to agree with that because I've seen him sail that ball downfield. He doesn't do it often, but when he does do it, it's clear that he has the capability, in my eyes. Because I've seen that throw he shot, he threw to Ayuk last year against the Hawks.
You have to look at the defense is telling you. There were throws in that game that Darnold made that Brock can't make.
And then also their defense didn't allow.
But I would rather have Brock over Darnold. Yeah, I'd rather have Brock over Darnold because Darnold makes better decisions. Did you know before this game happened that some of the players were interviewed off record, and some of the reporters were saying how cocky the defense was because they felt they had Darnold's number?
Yeah,
you hear about that?
That's what I'm talking about, and that's got to stop. That was stupid. I told people last year Darnold's not as bad as some people say. So
this is the NFL. Anybody can win on any given Sunday.
And they
always given Sunday. You got
that happens.
Each opponent. Yeah, and then when we get these crazy, how many upsets do we have this past weekend? 6.
All over the league. It wasn't just us. Man, we're way over.
I know. It wasn't just us.
Let me see you Friday. Bring that score. And Pop brings the truth. He's usually right on these scores, which is really killing me. Rob, do you not coming in from the Rams? I'm going to win that game.
Ronbo.
Yeah.
Start this conversation for me, please.
What?
Kyle Shanahan doesn't practice the hurry-up offense. That's all he should practice because he can at least get more than twice the plays run in practice. He needs to start doing that.
And it worked for them.
He needs to start practicing the hurry-up offense.
Yeah.
Because he looks like a joke right now.
Bob, way over.
All right, Ronbo.
Let me see you Friday, fam. Appreciate you.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Give my best to Bam Boom and Mrs. Dragon, too. Night, fam.
Shout out, y'all. Like and subscribe.
Oh, God. There's a lot of cleaning up got to be going on down there. Players got to clean some things up, too. It can't, like I've always said, every time a player makes a mistake, it's not automatically an indictment on Kyle Shanahan. I will not back off of that. I don't believe it. Not every time. And Kyle standing on the sidelines, if you ever notice, when a player really screwed up, look at Kyle Shanahan. The camera always goes right to him. He's over there having a conniption. He didn't teach that guy that. But, again, he's got to make sure it's clear to that player that just screwed up what he did. So I hope he's doing that later. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Ronbo.
Tony. Well, Tony,
The problem is,
go ahead.
Kyle always blames the players and not himself.
That's something he could let up on. He needs to say things like, "I need to get better. We need to get better." You know,
All right,
he does sometimes.
let me give you an example, Ronbo. Jordan Mason, how many yards did he run for? 100 and something?
I know he made 100, and I think, as a matter of fact, he ran 100 exactly.
100 yards. Deebo had 100 yards. George Kittle had 70 yards. Ayuk had about 30.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy had over 300 yards.
Yeah, that's
I
what
mean,
said. People
when
can't
you-
talk about
when-
Brock, especially for a guy that didn't recognize the defense half the time during the course of that game. So, yeah.
Yeah, but
Good
when you look at
distribution.
those stats, that should be in any other normal game. That's an ass kicking.
Right?
All right. Now,
Justin Jefferson.
some people were saying that Brock Purdy was holding on to the ball a little bit too long. All right.
He had lots of time, Tony. Unusual. He had a lot of time. Brock was going through his progressions, but taking his time going through them. Like, there was 2.9
No, he wasn't
seconds
taking
average.
his time.
He was
wasn't
looking around.
taking his time. Here are the stats. Here are the stats. Separation from players. All right. Brandon Ayuk, 1 yard. Deebo Samuels, 2 yards. George Kittle, 3 yards. George Kittle was getting the most separation.
Mm-hmm.
His receivers
That's usually
weren't
the case.
getting separation.
Yeah.
That's why he was holding onto the ball a little
He's
bit
trying
longer.
to give him a chance to get the job done. Exactly. Two of the most
All right.
highest paid receivers on the field, and they're struggling. And I don't Deebo.
But
That's who Deebo is. But Ayuk is just. I'm telling you, Brandon. God, the mighty.
Mate, to be fair to Brandon, if you have a look at the All-22 Ronbo, he was wide open a few times.
I
Right?
know that.
Now, when he was wide open, right, Brock Purdy couldn't get the ball to him because he was under siege.
Yeah.
6 sacks and 13 or 14, 15 pressures, whatever it was. 6.
He's number 4 right now.
And you still
of
think
getting
we
dropped
don't
to the
need
dirt.
a right tackle?
Yeah.
Right? And the grave digger, he might as well start digging his own grave. Had 1 tackle. 1.
One pressure. This is what that's why I say these guys are going to have to get into the season. A lot of them look like they're not ready to play.
And the adjustments by the coach, Ronbo, with all those stats, over 300 yards, right? The buck stops with Shanahan. You got to change some shit up. You got to change some stuff up. You got to give these new guys. You got to give next week. He better give these new guys Garendo, Cowing, and he's got no choice, right? Which is a good thing. But he's got to give them some playing time.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting to slap a 40 burger on the Rams.
If we
Right.
if
And
they
if it
put
wasn't-
report on, yeah.
All right? And if it wasn't for Fred Warner, we would have got blown out in that game.
Because Fred stopped a lot of what was going to kill us before the line of scrimmage. Justin Jefferson, we knew going into the game that he'd be a huge factor if not worked with carefully, and he was. And he didn't have to do it one time. Those other receptions he got were no big deal. But the 100-yard reception, damn it.
You're on the goal line and you call for you got Mason running off his tits and you're on the goal line and you call for a passing play? Are you serious?
He's done that so many times. I don't know what
A
makes
12-year-old kid could have told you what to do in that play.
You get red juice.
Give it to Mason. Give it to Mason.
Or give it a juice. He's good at sneaking for a yard. He's done that how many times? Don't do anything that's just way off the chart when it comes to just regularity. It just doesn't work. You can't do it, Kyle. Don't try it now. It's too big of a risk.
But my thing is, that the four or 5 dudes were smacking Deebo at one time.
Oh, I know.
Right?
That's the way it
Gang
is.
tackling him.
That's his life.
Okay, but if you see that Ronbo as a coach from the sideline, switch it up. Put Deebo in a different position. Throw it to Jennings. Throw it to Juice. Throw it to someone they're not expecting you to throw it to. Yes. I mean, it's not like, man, there's a million people on this show that could have called a better game. Shabazz and Papa Dragon, yourself could have called a better game than Kyle Shanahan.
And you as well. He did some things sometimes. Kyle always leaves his head scratching for at least 3 to 4 moments a game. And I don't know, sometimes I think Kyle is still learning his own craft after this length of time. But he does suddenly come up with brilliant plans, brilliant plays. It's why I can't hate him. He pisses me off at times, but the guy's still sharp. This is why I don't blame him for everything that goes wrong out there. Some players are boneheaded, and I really wonder if they're following instruction. So,
there's a betting, just as a matter of interest. I don't know if everybody else is going to be interested. It's called Sharp Football Analysis.
Somebody talked about that recently.
And it's a betting thing. And do you know you can bet on the referees in which game?
I didn't know they were included. I know there's some other bizarre things you could actually get involved
Listen
in.
to this, Rob. NFL referee assignment for Week 2, impact on NFL betting. Gaining insight into the way a game will be officiated can have immense value on the betting market.
Who knows better than
a referee who calls more penalties for defensive holding and roughing the passer has a far different impact on the game flow than a ref who focuses on offensive holding and false starts. And then they give you Week 2, all the referees, which team. So they're putting referees, with
in
teams
position to manipulate games,
where it's going to affect the outcome of the game.
Oh, damn right, Tony. You know what that's going to lead to too? That's also going to lead to a lot of illegalities in Vegas. Vegas can now make phone calls and say, "Listen, can we get this team on this game and this game and this game and this game?" Yeah, guys, remember our percentages, and it's done. Really? See, that's what happens when you get too much gambling involved in professional sport. It ruined boxing. It affected baseball recently, but baseball doesn't seem to be fully affected by it just by the nature of the game. Basketball, a quagmire. And now this. This is a thing that should have never got started. They have no business betting on it. Officials have already been controlling the game bad enough as it is. And now you're going to give them extra license to do what they do? Damn it.
This contest may be decided on a late field goal, making the New England Patriots plus 3.5 points to play. Mate, you read these Seahawks, this, that. I was reading it the other day, and I thought, I wonder if Ronbo has read this stuff.
No,
this is unbelievable.
I read some headlines, and I keep going because I already know. When somebody talked about that platform you're talking about now a week ago, and talking about players who may do this, do that. What's that got to do with anything? And you just mentioned a name and just reminded me of that's what it is. I'm going to go check it out now, though, because I want to see how bad it is.
Oh, mate, I'm telling you, you're just going to go, what the freaking hell's going on here? Sharp football analysis.
Sharp football analysis.
It's unbelievable. But you know what, Ronbo, you can tell when Kyle's made the mistakes because you can't handle the questions at the press conference. Right? And he gets the shits. And grow up, you little prick.
And he gets
Jesus Christ.
Really
You're
digging
supposed to answer the questions. Oh, my God.
Tony, let me see you Friday, Tony, and bring that score and more reasons why why Kyle's going to mess up. But he better not mess up this week, Tony. He owns
Man, he's got no excuse. He should put a 40-burger on them easily.
Hopefully. All right, Tony. It'll be all right.
All right,
say that, even if it doesn't mean anything. All right, Tony. Appreciate you. You know this. Cheers.
You too, brother. Shout out to Evan Ellis, Papa Dragon, Big Show, 49 and Brian, and the rest of the crew, and we'll see you in the next one.
Hey, looking forward to it. Good day, Tony.
All right, brother.
Tony.
Cheers.
Cheers. And we got a few chats. Okay, Niner, how we play October 6th, then again October 10th. They put us in a Thursday night situation, didn't they? Okay, we complain about this schedule a lot. Remember it came out, and we were wondering how we got 33 more days less rest than everybody else. Bernard and Brian, thanks for Brock leads the league in passing. I thought I read that stat. He does. All-Star Luna, feel like we lost because Kyle didn't run it on the goal line. Instead of giving it, and that was a pivotal part of the game. That was when they got the ball back, and I'm sitting there thinking, we'll get the ball. We'll get that ball back in good field position now. No. Oh, my. Oh. He got in. Oh. See, those are the kind of mistakes that cost you a game. What was the score in that game again? And Michael.
Hey, Ronbo, your night going?
Michael, now that you look back on this game, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Michael, I question how you.
It's like Kevin.
Michael, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Nikita says you weren't feeling. You okay now? How you feeling? I wasn't looking for you.
Yeah, I wasn't good though.
You okay now?
Yeah, I had a little cold. And what it is, the weather's getting a little cold over here on the East Coast. It's starting to get a little chilly.
Yeah. I can't wait every year to do
Yeah,
that.
it's the weather.
All right. Well, go ahead with what you were going to say.
And my daughter says, congratulations to Tony Wright for the Falcons to beat the Eagles. She says, congratulations. At least he's not like a Rams fan that cries all the time. That's what she told Tony. Good luck. And, she's proud. She's happy.
Well, it's an exciting game, too. That was intense.
And like she said, the Eagles don't pay her contract, so she doesn't care if they win or lose. It's not like they're paying her.
I mean, that was an exciting game, though. That was better than Sunday Night Football. I got a little bothered with that because it was just they were just tearing up the middle of the field, and But this was a game that Kirk Cousins comes back and wins within 1 minute and 40 seconds. Damn.
Because I was watching Greg Cohn and his father today, and they were roasting the Rams like crazy today.
I heard about that.
Oh, they said the Rams are going to get beat this and no, they're roasting everybody in the Rams organization. Oh yeah, I saw Mr. Fake Montana, Rudy, and all those guys looking in there. They got when they got roasted, they all left.
Hey, Rudy, Rudy's always bragging about how Grant's his bro. Rudy, Grant's not your bro. He doesn't like you.
Nope. He doesn't like him. No, he already said it. He does not like Rudy. He says he's overrated.
Rudy,
he doesn't know much football. No, he says Rudy don't know much football.
No. Grant allowed Rudy to. They did a show together, and Grant you said Grant's face the whole time. Every time Rudy say one of the Rudyisms, Grant would give you that face like, really?
I want to see Grant. I want to put Grant in the ring against Rudy. I bet you Grant will knock Rudy out for. I like to see that.
Rudy. That's why he goes to people like. That's why Rudy likes Cowherd. Anybody that'll say something good about the Rams, he goes in denial mode and says, they're telling the truth. Yeah. Everybody else is lying.
I mean, we're 7.5 favorites this Sunday against the Rams. So 7.5 favorites, so that's pretty good. And imagine that, 7.5 favorites in LA. Oh, that means the Rams.
Wait, you said, what's the point spread? Michael.
Yep, 7.5.
Oh, I knew it was going to be a touchdown at least. Okay. See, be careful about betting on that, though, because the 49ers will play garbage football in the fourth quarter.
I just hope we split the running game. Not just using Mason, but split. And what I would like to see, why can't we bring the Juices loose and put them as fullback? Let them run it. Let Juice run it like we used to do with Rathman and, all those fullbacks we had back in the day. Let Juice go out there and run around.
Oh, even as a fullback, he doesn't mean he can't get the ball. That's just Kyle's. That's his decision.
I think we should use Juice. Let him loose.
He's made great catches.
We gotta get
How many great catches has Juice made since last season? The man is always open. Throw him the ball.
He's always open. Get that guy the ball. Let Jennett play a lot too. We get Jennett out there. We got the guy from Arizona, Cowan. Oh yeah, Bell out. I think he's gonna play too.
So we'll see. I
hope we get a 40. I just hope you score a 40 burger on Rudy because I'm going to send Rudy 40 hamburgers over there.
Red, I thought you were leaving. Why is Red Eye still here? Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just hope we just run the ball down. I just hope we run the ball, split the running backs, not just use Mason. You know what I mean?
You know,
gotta get Ronbo.
this is something we're all
Ronbo.
praying for. Will Cal Shanahan please diversify that running game a bit more? Michael, this will be the week to do it. Experiment, do whatever you want to do. Yeah. You probably can win this game.
Sparing it with the Rams because they lost 2 good players, Cup and
more than
the
that
other receiver, and then they lost. Yep, they lost the whole squad. Rudy, we gotta do better. Jim Everett, super.
You know what? I hate to be a jerk toward Rudy.
Hey.
But I think I'm going to go bother him like he bothered me all off season long. Michael, I never said a word to him. From after the Super Bowl all the way until recently, I didn't say a word to him. He's going on and on every chance he gets. He's got his stupid little memes up there, memes. He's got this little phrase. He's got that little phrase. He's throwing a celebration of his Super Bowl, his one Super Bowl up there. And I just sat there and I didn't say a word. I just ignored him. I muted him out.
And Grant told me, if they go 0-3, the Rams, it's going to be pretty hard. They might not make the playoffs. If they go 0-3, that's trouble. That's trouble. 0-3 is not good.
It depends on how many people need to get back in time.
The Rams better be getting ready. You might have paper bags over here. You talking about Tony Rice Falcons wearing paper bags? They're not going to know. They're going to get the playoffs. You guys will be wearing paper bags.
Hey, Michael, they're playing 49 football.
Nope.
Over there now, you know, it's going to be interesting to see.
Boy, don't think the Giants, man. The Giants can upset you guys.
No. Hey, Michael, too much. Michael, you went too far that time. The Giants are going to be the top. I think they get the number 1 pick this year in the draft. And you know what that means? Who's the best quarterback in the college ranks? Danny Dimes is out of here. Danny Dimes is done. I think they're going to do this. He's bad.
He stinks. He's a backup. He stinks. He should play in the UFL. He stinks.
He might end up being there soon. God, poor guy.
Water boy. He stinks. Poor kid. I mean, I like the kid, but
it's the NFL.
I don't know.
You either can play in it or you can't.
Yep. A lot of teams 0-2 this week. Jacksonville, Baltimore's 0-2. The Rams. Oh, Rams. It's all right. Making 0-3. Paper bags will be ready for you at your doorsteps. You'll be wearing them. I can't wait. Rudy, the bed out is on. If you guys do bad, you better put a paper bag on your broadcast and wear it.
I've got to antagonize Rudy a little bit. If you see me on X.com, just ignore me. I've got to get him. He got me for 3 months, 4 months. He was just terrorizing me. I didn't say anything.
You don't let that happen. They should have gone out and she protects those 49er people, families. That's how she is. He's overprotective. Oh yeah.
You know, because Rudy's like he's kind of a mental case. I was trying to let up on him. Anyway,
he's like a roadrunner.
Michael, I'm glad to hear you're feeling better. I'll be back Friday looking for you. All right.
Yeah, with the score. Yeah. Me and Keith and Abe will give you the score for Friday.
All right. Looking forward to it. All right.
Brian and Tony Ryan. Shout out to everybody. Have a good night.
Night, fam.
Nikita says hello to everybody.
Hi, Nikita. I see you.
Roberts. He's in the chat.
All right. All right, Michael. You know what, William? You're right. I forgot. The Panthers are the poor. He played at Bama, right? Anyway, they benched Bryce Young. I said, oh my God, poor Bryce. After having no offensive line and few weapons, being battered. Bryce looks like he aged 10 years since last year. He was sitting on the bench. I said, oh, the wear and tear is killing that child. Oh, my God. And then now they bench him? Are you ready for some Latino heat? Latino heat. Latino heat. Emilio, this is your kind of subject matter tonight, too. You pick any place you want to go to figure out. You know how you go. Some guys come in and make repairs on a house or something.
I'm gonna start up.
You know,
I'm gonna start what I told you. I'm gonna start off what I told you. So it just happened sooner than what I said. Oh God!
Where's my bag? Okay, here. Let me put this on. I mean, go ahead, man. Tell me you told me so. And elaborate.
This happened. I said you use Deebo too much. He's going to get hurt. First thing that happens, I said, even before the game was up, I said,
There you go.
That's why Deebo is on the list. CMC's on there, and Jordan Mason is on his way. He doesn't know how to move the thing around anymore amongst players.
I'm not too worried about MC, McCaffrey being hurt and Greenlaw and Hofunga. I'm not worried about it because they're coming back sooner or later.
But then
that's one thing.
Hofunga's on defense.
The fact is that you're overusing players. No, you're overusing players. You don't need to. You have a fucking roster for a fucking reason.
Especially doesn't like using.
So this is the year where if Shanahan doesn't figure it out, he's getting fired. I'm sorry, because there's already a rumor said this team is too expensive. You got to win. There's no way. This team is way too expensive.
Everybody knows that.
I'm just saying it started off as a rumor. Now it's getting out there. It was a rumor before. After Ayuk got signed, there was like, there's a rumor going around that the Yorks are getting pissed off that this team is too expensive. If you don't win this year,
well, yeah, they're businessmen.
They said somebody. They didn't say his name, but they said somebody getting fired. So it's getting to the point. Like I said, I've been there with Shanahan too. He gave me his moment. Like Steven said, you're not the only one, buddy. You're tired of Shanahan's bullshit. You get stubborn, dude. I don't blame this. I blame solely this loss on Shanahan. You had too many chances to make adjustments. It's good you're going for it more, but no, dude, if you need to run that ball, you need to run it. I'm still trying to figure out why in the hell we throwing the ball, open up the game, and we're a running team. You have running backs.
Do you know what, though? There's 3 or 4 coaches in the league. Cleveland's coach, Spagnuolo over in Kansas City, and Flores. They're going to beat him every time they see him.
I don't care.
That's worrisome.
He needs to figure that. He needs to figure that the hell out. I don't care who the team was. We're the 49ers. We're not the Ravens.
I agree.
We're not the Vikings. We're the 49ers. He needs to figure the hell out. He's been to the Super Bowl twice. Lost them both. Had the lead. Took the lead. He needs to figure this shit out today. Not tomorrow. Today. Because I'm at the point. He needs to go. People keep saying, who we going to get? It doesn't matter.
Well, I was getting ready to ask you. I was going, who are you going to get?
Matter. Somebody went, Harbaugh took over the team. And he started winning. You figure somebody else can take over the team.
Did the Chargers win this past weekend?
He can win with this Jets team. Huh?
Did the Chargers win?
Yeah, they won. But I'm just saying, I'm just giving you an example. When Harbaugh came in, the team all of a sudden started winning.
Oh, you mean
the team is made ready for winning.
First time, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. No, you bring somebody in, this is a winning team. They're going to win. They're going to figure this shit out. Ain't no way we cannot win with this much talent on this team.
Shouldn't be.
It's Shanahan. Shanahan is has his foot up his ass one too many times. I know what I'm doing. I know what I got to know. You do. If you did, we wouldn't be losing these Super Bowls. We wouldn't lose these games, and all of a sudden we want to use the same excuse. We're not ready yet. Oh, this guy. Do you make more excuses that you don't even ask the questions when they ask you questions? Like, nah, dude. It's time. Yeah, I'm getting tired of Shanahan. I've put up enough with him and.
Remember, this is week 2. This is week 2. I don't know if we should be so severe just yet. I mean, you feel me? I mean, because as we start making these all
why does it have to take
3
the
weeks
team?
from now,
I get what you're saying. But
if we're
why
7
does it take a team like the Rams that we beat up on, and all of a sudden we're a great team again? Like, no, we shouldn't do this.
Well, no.
He has this time every time. He does this every year. Every year, Shanahan does this. He falls apart. A game like this, and all of a sudden he praise to God. All of a sudden he's the greatest shit ever. Like, no. He gets flustered in playoff games. He loses Super Bowl. There's no more excuses for Shanahan. Yeah, I don't care how you feel about it.
Going 3 times and getting beat would be unbelievable. Wait a minute. The Chargers played. That was him beating the Panthers up? Emilio?
Well, shit, the Raiders are going to beat up on the Panthers this week.
No, everybody gets to take a turn. We don't. You know, that's why we don't get the Panthers on our schedule. So
it doesn't matter who we play. You shouldn't have let Sam Darnold do what he did.
Darnold. I told you last season when you was talking about how bad Sam Darnold is. I said, I don't know about Darnold being all that.
No,
when you put him on a decent team.
Even when we had him, honestly, he had a couple of good throws. the defense, that was a poo-poo by the defense, and he got wide open. No,
well, that's true, but Sam Darnold's
he's,
got good
he's
arm
garbage.
talent.
I don't care what anybody.
player,
Sam Darnold is garbage.
Every player on the 49ers
That's
team.
why he's been on so many teams.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead. That's why I was just
he's
saying.
fooling around and win that job. If
Minnesota
Minnesota wins too many games this year, J.J. McCarthy, it's McCarthy, right? McCarthy's going to come back and have a seat. He'll own that team. We'll see.
Maybe, but even let's say that if they do get in the playoffs, they're going to get bounced out in the first round.
Just admit it. You just got to think about Sam Darnold.
You can see that. You can see that come down.
Here come the ghost.
We'll get bounced out in the first round. No matter who they play, you can see that coming.
You know what though? I'd say we need to wait a few weeks though, because we started off looking like butt last year. Well, no, you know what? Last year we had a decent preseason.
No, we started off good.
I just realized
we started off 5-0, and then we started.
Everybody was in camp.
But it's just
everybody's fired up.
But
we had a bad camp this year. Oh my God. But we'll see.
No, I mean, like I said, if you go back to our youth, I mean, every player we re-signed and paid them off. They all play like boo-boo in the beginning. All of a sudden, Russell played like boo-boo. He started playing good. Tito started playing like boo-boo, and all of a sudden, Fred Warner. They all do it.
But that's what we wanted, though, right?
He's not the only one, but
we wanted to resign, though. I mean, it's one or the other. I mean, we could have got rid of him, but what would we look like then? That's the thing that scares everybody. But Ayuk ain't showing me nothing. You know what? I'm gonna give him a couple more weeks. I'm gonna get mad. I'm not mad at him yet. So
I've never been mad at you. It's just there's times that you need to get the guy the ball. I mean, of course, there's times he dropped it. He dropped it a couple games, but no, receivers you just got with him.
Yeah.
Not just him, but receivers. You got to throw them the ball.
He'll be all right.
You don't throw them the ball.
They're gonna mess up. He'll be all right. We got to go though, fam. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna see you Friday and come on in and do. I know what Emilio's gonna do. Emilio, we gonna lose this game. Emilio used to make me so mad doing that.
You right. If Shanahan doesn't get his head out of it, you right about that. If Shanahan doesn't figure this shit out, we're gonna lose that game. He's gonna make the Rams look like
ain't got nobody. All right, fam. I'll see you Friday. Bring that heat.
All
right. Emilio. This is what I've always had. As long as I've been doing this, I've always had guys, the guys I love, we go back and forth about who's wrong. And Emilio's been one of my faves. It really got bad between Emilio and one time, but Emilio kept coming back. And I realized, don't get mad. He's just his opinion. Hey, KSDS is real. Kyle Shanahan derangement syndrome. Thanks, Brian. Sounded good, player. All right. And here we go. Here's what we all need. Pour a cup of hot water. Drop that tea bag in there. It's time for chill pill. Phil, get in there, man, and straighten this matter out.
Ronbo.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to pump the brakes a little bit, okay?
I agree.
Take a Quaalude, have some wine, relax.
I'll drink to that.
It's one loss by less than one score loss on the road, short week in Minnesota where we haven't won
in a long time. Yeah, decades.
So let's not. Everybody's acting like the whole ship is sunk.
You know, the team's not freaking out. Okay.
The Cowboys lost by 25 at home.
That's when they get their best beatings, Phil, in Dallas. I love it.
The Rams got beat by an Arizona team.
Oh, the 40 burger.
They've lost 4 out of their starting 5 linemen, and the one lineman that's now starting at left tackle is coming back from PEDs.
How'd they let him back in so
early? They
early?
don't have Nakua or Cup, so who is Stafford going to throw to? Come on.
Good question.
Let's relax. We've got a beat-up Rams team coming up, and we usually beat the Rams anyway.
Whether it's their biggest strength, but yeah.
And then we got New England. You know,
do we?
One of the
we are playing the Patriots this year. I forgot about that.
And then we got the Cardinals, which is going to be a tough game, but we got them at home.
Good thing.
You know,
I hope.
Let's relax.
I hope Deebo's
And,
back.
you know, by that time, everybody's going to be healthy.
Yeah, I just need Deebo and Ayuk to be healthy that week. CMC can take another day off.
Well,
I figure Mason will be well
we
indoctrinated in this
have
offense by
McCaffrey
then.
probably back.
Even if we don't,
We're going to have.
I think we do without him by that time.
We're going to have Hufanga,
Yeah.
Greenlaw.
Greenlaw? You think so?
So let's just relax. Pump the brakes, people.
Phil, Greenlaw, I suspect that's going to be a little longer than I think. Week 8 for
5.
Greenlaw earliest.
I heard week 5, but he's been running around. So
has he?
Yes.
All right. I'd love to see him. I'm just trying not to get my feelings, hurt behind having too many lofty expectations about him. That was a vicious snap at the end of the season. If he's ready already, my God, he's a quick healer. He's like Wolverine.
Well, the Achilles has been one of the biggest improvements in medical, because he used to be the Achilles injury would be a career
ender. Yeah. So.
Now it's not. But anyway, Ronbo, everybody needs to relax. It's one game. One.
You know how we were spoiled, Phil.
I know. Yeah, we are. People need to put it in perspective. Look, Philly lost at home to an Atlanta team that didn't look like anything the week before.
Phil, that's a team that could be a dark horse. That run game they got, that is scary. We'll see.
Who, Atlanta?
Yeah. They got a double-barrel shotgun there that'll kill you.
What I'm saying is nobody's running away with the conference.
Yeah. Well, yeah, not yet. Okay. And all of a sudden, and Kubiak's got the Saints looking like us. My God, they beat the Cowboys up. Just beat them up. And then threw them out on the curb and tell them to walk home.
Saints will come back to reality.
Oh.
It's just, it's the NFL.
Yeah.
And, everybody needs to get off jumping on Kyle. He's one of the best coaches in the league.
I know. That's why when he makes these little flub-ups, I have to say.
We wouldn't win anything without him. Every freaking team would fire their coach and hire Kyle if he was available.
Oh, if he gets fired, he's hired within the hour. That's why it says we got to be careful about wanting Kyle to leave and what we're going to get in return.
Exactly. Tom Sula.
Oh, God, Phil, that was the worst day of my life. I remember the misery when Harbaugh left and they said Jimmy Tom Sula was going to be it. I tried to talk myself into believing it might be okay. God, it was not.
We ought to be thankful, But we're going to bounce back. Relax. We're going to take out all our adrenaline on the Rams, and it's good because it's a conference game. You got to win your conference first. And let's face it, Seattle's played two of the weakest teams in the whole entire league. They had Denver to start. Seattle gave up 2 safeties against Denver. It's still
I saw that. Though.
And they barely beat the Patriots in overtime. And the Patriots are picked to be a bottom 5 team.
Phil's got it all. He got his stuff all wrapped up, ready to go. Metcalf still bothers me. Him and Lockett. Gino's still doing Gino things, so I'm going to depend on that, though. Because Gino, you're saying about that safety and some other things. What are you doing? Oh, my goodness. That's okay, good.
But they beat two relatively weak teams. So, I have no problems right now. We're going to be fine.
Yeah.
People need to relax.
I know. It's hard to relax. We've been to too many places.
One at a time. We're going to kick Rams' ass. Their whole offensive line is shot.
No, I know about them.
And they were going up against a Arizona Cardinal team that has nobody on their defensive line, and they were eating up the Rams.
Well, because they ran the ball. So, Phil, that's the thing. Rams are really, if you run the ball, you keep the opposing team's offense off the field. I mean, they were just killing the Rams on, just running up their throat, down their neck. That's the
Frankly, I
line,
don't
and they
care
took the
if the Rams
Lions
offense
page.
is on the field because they have no offensive line and they have no wide receivers.
That's a bad
They're all
combination.
on IR.
Stafford's going to call in sick. He just want to play. You can tell hey, Stafford's play doesn't even want to play. But we got to go, though. I'll tell you, I'll see you.
Yeah, then we get Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy's probably thinking about pulling up sick, too, probably. Why would Garoppolo want to go out on that and get further embarrassed like he did with the Raiders? If I'm Jimmy, I'm trying to find a way out. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Anyway.
No, I mean, the Rams are in serious trouble right now. Serious trouble.
Well, we better beat them right now. All right, Phil.
They could go 0-5.
Oh, I love
pretty
that
much.
so much. No more Rudyisms for weeks. Ow, that's good. Phil, let me see if Friday.
So anyway, just keep up the spirits. We're in good shape. It's one game, and we'll move on from here. You know.
Yeah, we'll be okay. 2-1. We're fine. We're fine.
We made some mistakes, and when you lose a game, there's always going to be some mistakes to pick on, right?
And learn from.
Exactly. I mean, the block punt, the fumbled punt, the interceptions.
Yeah, Phil,
but he's a good coach. He's a good coach, Phil, but chokes in the Super Bowl, man.
All right, Jack, Phil, we really got to go. Look, guys,
I want Super Bowl victories, man. All right.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Looking forward to it. Good to hear from you always,
Okay.
Phil.
Bye.
Night, fam. Oh, God. All right, let's go,
Good call,
dude.
Phil. Good call.
Let's go to the blue waters of Hawaii where everything's peaceful. Sun is shining, and it's a wonderful thing. Here's Tony. Tony, get in there, man.
Aloha, Ronbo. How are you? It's been a little bit.
Aloha, Tony. I'm doing all right. The thing is, Tony, you got a lot of rhetoric coming in and out of each year, and you start to question your own feelings about certain things. It really does make you crazy, doesn't it? I actually have woken up thinking about things that were said by what I learned here, what I learned with people I'm talking to on the phone and everything else. And you always take the worst things and take them real seriously. All the good stuff goes into one ear and out the other, but the bad things dwell in your mind. Tony, what are you thinking about what just took place here? Because we haven't talked to you about this game. And after you talk to you a couple of weeks, you've probably got a lot of things. Let it all out, Tony. We want to hear from you.
I think it was a bad. The Minnesota loss was a bad loss, but it's because we had to play on a short week, and starting at the early game. So there was kind of a double body clock effect there that kind of I think made the team not necessarily perform as well as they could have, and then at the same time the Minnesota Vikings showed up to play. And and they are a good team, even with Sam Darnold as their quarterback. They are a very good team. So, at the end of the day, the 49ers had, a punt blocked. They had, like a Brock interception, and then that really odd whiff, fumble thing that he did, and then there was even the cowing. Nearly, like fumbled there, but that was just, there were a lot of points where kind of the air got let out of the 49ers tires. Yep. I think, and at the end of the day, though, they lost by 6. So
Justin Jefferson.
That was the difference in the game. I mean, honestly, the other thing which really upset me on 4th and goal, Kyle. Called a pass out of shotgun. I really would have, with JP Mason averaging like 5 yards a carry or more, should have just given him the ball and taken the points. I think he would have gotten a touchdown in that situation, and that would have been a very different ball game. So the Niners had opportunities that they just didn't cash in on. They didn't deserve to win the game, and the Vikings have a good offensive line and lots of other things, obviously. So and Flores called a great game and, confused Brock. And now it's like 3 times, with the Dolphins, last year with the Vikings, and now this year with the Vikings, that Flores has beaten Kyle. So, there's a lot of annoying things. But I think that the Niners are going to have a get-right game this week because, we're playing the Rams and it'll be, back in California, all those things.
I just wish the Rams were here in the chat. They've scattered. They finally realized when they probably ran out of rope.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Totally. Well, so beyond all that though, Ronbo, the injury situations are upsetting. I mean, we should have. I mean, with Christian McCaffrey, like with the potential Achilles injury, all of those sorts of things. That's things we have to guard against. Luckily, that the backfield is pretty deep right now. But now with Deebo going down, I'm actually excited to see what the game plan looks like on a week where Kyle knows he doesn't have Deebo and CMC, and yet he still has Ayuk and Kittle and honestly JP Mason. Yeah. And I mean they can really kind of power run. A little anxious about the defensive line, although this week, because the Rams' offensive line is decimated right now with injuries, I think they're poised to dominate and make it a long day for Stafford. Wouldn't be surprised if the defense has many sacks this week, which would be great. But
I mean, your combination of no mobility, right. Stafford, and an offensive line is as poor as Swiss cheese. I think you're right.
Yeah. And Aaron Donald isn't there anymore, so that I mean they have an interesting defensive line, but I don't think that I think our offensive line is actually going to end up winning that battle as well. And that's the other thing I just want to keep beating the drum for is I really wish that the Niners would play Nick Zakelj at center, and I think that just because
let's see what he can do. Yes.
Well, the physics of football, idea. Right? The physics of football. Brendel is not as large and not as strong as Zakelj. Brendel's more experienced, but I think Zakel's a decent enough athlete that he'll be able to get out in space too, because he's
Tony, there's a cerebral requirement to play in Kyle Shanahan's offense as center. Do you think Zakelj by now may have a clue as to how to do that?
Well, he looked good in the preseason. I mean, he was center number 2 in the preseason. He was starting at center too at some points just because of the state of the offensive line of where it was, and he looked really good in the preseason. I thought. I'm not an offensive line expert. I just play one on YouTube, but he looked pretty good in the preseason. I mean, he was getting down the field. The thing is he's big, so he was moving people. Brendel doesn't do that. And I just think they could really enforce the run on the inside with him, with JP Mason. I think it's just a better, I think it's just a better alignment to get the most out of this configuration of the team while we wait for the wide backs to come back. So, anyway, that's a lot of stuff, Ronbo. It's been a little bit.
No, the thing is, everybody agrees on all the other mistakes, but the pivotal part of that game was you didn't get any points. You could have kicked a field goal. You could have done anything but what you did, and have them get the ball in the one. And Kyle Shanahan's thinking like a lot of people would have thought. In fact, we might have entertained the same thought. We're going to get the ball back in good field position. It's as good as a punt. Let's go ahead and let them have it on the one. We ran our risk. We didn't make it. Boom! Shot deep down the field. Yeah. Oh, what are the odds against this happening? And it did.
Yeah, and it happened again. It happened again. Different sort of blown assignments this time, and you just can't. You can't leave Justin Jefferson. You just can't let Justin Jefferson get behind you, because that's exactly what would happen. And but I mean, my fantasy team benefited from that. I'm not gonna lie.
Good move. I'd have Jefferson on my fantasy team. I just wouldn't tell anybody.
But yeah, it was heartbreaking. But the other, also coming off that 4th and goal at the 1. And that was on a drive that they held the ball for a long time, made another 4th down conversion to get that close. Oh. And then, it's funny, Niners call that weird pass play in that situation. And you look at Monday night last night with the Eagles and Sirianni calling that play last night, and Saquon bounces off Saquon's hands. It's like, why mess around? Just hand the ball off to, and anyway, that's.
It's so funny. It's a disease with coaches. This happens more often than not. You see a lot of decisions that really require that small amount of space for you to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And they don't. And the ball, what are the odds of Saquon? He never misses that. So that was a high percentage play. It was a touchdown if he makes the catch. Those 2 guys were going to stop Barkley. drops
Well,
the ball.
well, last night it was stupid too because they should have run the ball twice because they're going to pick up a fourth and less than a yard, which is what it was going to end up being if you just run the ball straight ahead. So it's like, why are you even passing that? Like, you want to play for an extra down, quite frankly. Like, so. And it was the worst thing. They stopped the clock with that too. It was, I mean, Sirianni. That guy's a genius coach. Let me tell you, Nick Sirianni.
but Sirianni, Kyle, what's his name in the Super Bowl that year that they lost passing the ball when they could have just you've got one of the best running backs of all time. Give the ball. He's got a 1 yard to go. No, we passed the ball. It's picked up. So you know what? It's never going to end. Tony. We can stay here for an hour or two, can't we? We're going to have to go, though.
Good to talk to you, Ronbo. Take care. Aloha.
Aloha, Tony. Tony brings up a point that's going to haunt us.
On the beach in Hawaii. Shout out to Tony. I wish you were here with me. Walking on the beach in Hawaii.
Jack. Stop putting beverage in your coffee. You just woke up, all right? Calm down. All right, let's go to Eric.
Yes, sir.
Well, Eric, we're 49er fans. If you've known us any length of time, we tend to we can't stand losing. We've never been good losers, and we're now pointing a finger out for 2 days. Because when we lose, we feel like it was unnecessary, and it probably was just a small errors. You take the points, you don't leave there with nothing, and if a team's got Justin Jefferson on it, he could explode at any moment, and he did, exactly the right moment. They held on to that 6-point lead for the entirety of the game because we couldn't get anything launched. There's so many things you can. Hindsight is a wonderful thing, isn't it? If you could just think in advance, forethoughts, so you don't make these kind of mistakes. But you guys are winning. You own the division now, and yeah.
Yep.
We're going to see Cody Schrader this weekend. You know what? We are probably going to see Cody Schrader this weekend. He's over with the Rams, and I wish we could get him back. So, But Eric, what are you thinking?
Well, I hope he gets to actually shoot up this week.
He may have to. The Rams got a lot of people missing. I don't think they have any running backs missing, though, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I heard he didn't get to suit up last week. A couple of days ago, either. So,
was he? Well, if the Rams don't want him, they could give him back. Come to think of it. But yeah. Well, Tony, the thing is, Eric, remember at the beginning of the season we were talking about the teams we're probably going to figure in the NFC West. Was there anybody? I remember I said, watch out for the Cardinals. Did you also have some concerns about the Cardinals?
Well, I guess they knew that they were going to be better because they have an extra year to kind of get better.
And build personnel.
And then with Harrison Jr. showing up, that's not going to help. But that's going to help.
Did you see
them
that?
A lot.
Did you see that? It's Whitworth, right? Did you see that rookie receiver beat up? He was going down the field waiting for the ball. How fast is he? And he had a gap between him and the defender who had not caught up. As I saw that twice in that game. I says, I was giving him grief because he had a shoe deal before the season even started. He just got drafted and they gave him a shoe deal. Who the hell is he supposed to be? I understand he's a good player, but he's proved nothing in the NFL. Shut up, Ronbo. The deal he got, they knew what they were doing. That kid, am I right? His name is Whitworth, right? My God, he's going to be good. Kyler Murray. That's another thing I forgot to bring up with Papa Dragon. He says Brock's a little too small. Kyler Murray's making deep throws downfield. You know what, Eric? I don't think size, mobility, and able to know to get out of the way so you can see for a quarterback. Russell Wilson did it for years. I'm not trying to make any comparison between Russell Wilson and Brock Purdy, but you don't need to be 6'6" to be able to see the field. You need to know how to maneuver yourself and get yourself positioned to make plays. I wish Brock would do that, but Kyle Shanahan's playbook says you need to stay in that pocket and navigate from there as much as you can. If there's anything Kyle wants you to do, he wants you to get rid of the damn ball. He doesn't want you running around. Cardinals going to be a problem, Eric. I'm actually sure of it. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
And they got Connor over there running the ball. Now they got a premier wide receiver. Marvin Harrison Jr. Is that what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Quaid, thanks.
Yeah.
My God. Yeah, we was over with the Kansas City Chiefs.
It
Right?
could really be something else.
Waiting. He's standing there waiting for the ball. His defender was running as hard as he could to catch up. It was too late. That's a dangerous individual. Murray's going to look for him from now on, too. And then he's got Connor running the ball. I hate playing against Connor. We don't play him for another couple of weeks. I'm already worried about the Cardinals. Everybody needs to think about the Cardinals for a minute. Did they lose in their first week? Are the Cardinals 1-1?
Yeah, they're 1-1.
Still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it could be just one of those things. Who did they lose to in the first week, though? I bet it was close.
Yeah, they're 1-1.
They lost to the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, that's right. And you've got Josh out there hurdling over people. It was a close game. Okay.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why they lost that game was it took
A mistake.
Harrison a game to kind of get his feet wet type thing.
I'll bet you're right. Marvin. I'm not going to worry about him right now because you know what, Eric? One thing you don't do in the NFL if you're a supporter, don't worry unnecessarily in advance. Take 1 week at a time like the players do. Next game, we play the Rams. This is a week when 49er fans just kick back, relax, pour your favorite beverage, turn on Netflix, or go to your computer and read pleasant things. We're fine. Eric, who are you playing this week?
Who is that? Maybe Miami.
You should be okay. That could be a good game. Tua. Tua.
Yeah.
Tua's probably gonna have to take the week off. I don't know who the quarterback is after that though. So.
Yeah, I heard that they did put him on IR today, so it's gonna be a.
Yeah, Tua's got to take some care of himself. If he protected from himself. But,
he's got to wait, I think, a couple of weeks to make it. At least 4 weeks, from what I understand. But
oh my God,
I'm thinking that
real quick.
somebody said it might be a good idea for him to retire.
Oh, that discussion's been going heavy. But Eric, we're going to run out of time. I'm going to tell you what. I'll see you Friday. We'll be back and let's talk some more. Always waiting for you. All right.
Yeah,
All right, Eric. Have a great night. Thanks.
Thank you too much.
Hey, one thing, Ronbo, really quick before I go. What's your secret, man? Because I just looked. I've been a 10-year caller, and I just looked at you right now, and you haven't changed one bit. Is it Maybelline or what the hell? You look exactly the same.
Maybelline? Who is she? I don't know any Maybelline. I used to have a girl named Mavis.
Well, you're looking good, man. Keep it up, man. Now, this is a week 2 early loss. We always lose at Minnesota. So don't even trip off of it.
No, I'm not. That's what I'm saying.
Good work.
Time to look at this week, not the next week. All right, Jack. Thanks, fam. All right, it's time to ask that question as we always do. Norm, what time is it?
It's time to piggyback on that last caller and acknowledge the beautifulness that is around the empire, because ain't nothing finer than us Niners.
There you go.
All day. Just like me, the Uber driver that, you know what I'm saying, that I wasn't around for the Minnesota game. I didn't have a prediction or nothing.
Good for you. That game sucked.
Okay, look, I was doing a favor for one of my guys. Like that's my Cuddy. My Cuddy is a long time faithful too. You know what I'm saying? We was moving and shit. We was moving his daughter out of somewhere in the Bay. So we get, you know what I'm saying? So we was watching a little live streams, you feel me, while we was moving, because, you know what I'm saying, we had to take it.
Then you know what though? Then you seen Justin Jefferson, and you know what? I don't like it, but every time he does it, I had to laugh when he was doing the griddy. Nobody does a griddy like Jefferson.
he earned that. He earned that right to do the griddy. Shout out. First of all, let's give a shout out to the Minnesota Vikings. Everybody, if you're real faithful, let's give a shout out to the Minnesota Vikings.
Gotta do it, because
y'all did exactly what I had favored as a Niner fan, whether I wanted to or not, because there is a funny statistic that I want y'all to know about. Every time we lose to the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota since 2013, what has happened to our season?
We've done well.
Okay, I remember 2012 we lost.
Oh, 2012. Wait. That's right. Didn't we lose to them last year though?
That was Christian Ponder, and we lost to them last year.
Yeah.
What happened in the years?
Super Bowl last year. Before that, I don't know. All I know is when we played the Rams.
What happened in 2012? We had Alex.
So 2012. What I tried to black it out. You know how bad experiences you tend to black out. I've already gotten rid of that.
They went to the Super Bowl in New Orleans, Ronbo.
Oh, 2012. I'm thinking 2014.
That was the first time we went to the big dance and tripped on our laces.
And Kyle kicked. That was 13.
That wasn't Kyle. That was John Harbaugh. That was Jim Harbaugh.
No.
With the
I'm talking about. Remember the punt? I mean the kick. And Kyle Williams. See,
that was we went. No, I'm talking about 2012 when we lost to the Bumbleclot Minnesota Vikings, that 2012 is when the NFC Championship in 20. I'm talking about after that. We had a whole ass offseason after that. Then we went to Minnesota, lost in the regular season to them, and ended up going to the Super Bowl and losing to the Ravens in 2013.
Yes.
Try to make that comeback, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we went to the big. That was the first time we went to the big dance and tripped on our laces as a franchise. You feel me?
Yes.
No, and then Mike Singletary lost to them in week 3 as well.
Yeah,
2010.
All those games were in Minnesota. Am I right, Norm?
All those games. So 2023, right? We go back up to Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? With Brock Purdy, we lose to the Vikings 17-22. What happened? We lose to the Chiefs and we go to Vegas, Super Bowl 58, just to have that fucking, you know what I'm saying, that swift appearance. And then now, this year, we lose to the Minnesota Vikings at home.
No, don't say anything else, Norman, because you know what? I know where you're going with that, Norman. You're scaring me, man. I'm telling you, we're not going to lose the Super Bowl because it's Minnesota Viking loss.
No, I'm saying just making it. The Niners always make it to the Super Bowl every time we lose to the Vikings.
Okay, well,
now the Kirk
I can go for that,
curse. Now, that's the Kirk Cousins curse. Every time you lose the Kirk Cousins in the regular season, you lose the Super Bowl. That's the Kirk Cousins curse. Mind you, that was Sam Darnold. And Sam Darnold, again, I knew his familiarity with this Niners defense. Why? Because even though he was with the twos, he was on the field with the ones. Y'all don't stop playing with Sam Darnold.
I told him. I said, yes.
He was a high draft pick.
Not as bad as some people are saying.
Sam Darnold was a high draft pick when he was picked in college,
Number 3, yes.
Number 3. Okay, cool. So look, with that being said, Brock Purdy, I feel like Brock Purdy actually, he only he only missed 8 opportunities out there. There were probably some big opportunities, but he's only missed 8 of them. He was 28 for 36 in completion, right? 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Right.
28 for 36.
That's
Against a Vikings defense on a short week. The Vikings defense, I give them their props. They did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah. But blame Deebo and Ayuk, the highest paid receivers on the team, because they got less than 3 feet apart on any separation.
No separation.
Brock was trying to wait for him. Come on, man. Oh, my God. Brock was sort of tight
and that's
windows.
That with Ayuk not being the big threat that he is, because he still has to get into the swing of things, you feel me? And I didn't put Brandon Ayuk on a rap song, so I'm not gonna get on here and slander Brandon Ayuk. All I'm saying is,
so what you trying to say? You trying to put Joshua Dobbs in, Norman?
What?
Joshua, he's talking about you want to put Joshua Dobbs in.
Joshua Dobbs can come in if need be. You know what I'm saying? We do, at least we do have a quarterback that can step in if need be, though. That's one thing I will say about Josh Dobbs. But Brandon Allen, him being a QB too, I'm like,
oh, you know about that, right?
You know the system a little bit, but all right.
Norm, you know what? We're gonna go and continue Friday.
We got. I'm just saying, for the Rams fans out there, I'm gonna have something for y'all next week. But I do want to give my condolences to the Cup family, because I understand. That means the fans of Cooper Cup. And y'all can watch Two Girls in One Cup just to see if y'all can SH to the I to the T on anything about this right here. And that's all I gotta say.
And
it's Niners all day. See you on Friday with the predictions.
Looking forward to it, Norm. Always. Have a great night, fam.
Peace.
Man, I tell you, what was I going to? Anthony. Fam, you feel a little lonely tonight?
What to do, Ronbo?
Anthony, I was just about to mention, do you feel a little lonely tonight with no Rams in here talking trash? Oh, well, they got young Montana's in here. I'm going to give him some time out like I like to do until he changes his name. Dak Elliott, give him no breaks until I can get him out of here in a few minutes. But, Anthony, we're still looking at some things that, but go ahead.
Everybody's missing the real reason why we lost that game.
Tell us.
When you're a quarterback and you got the best left tackle in the game, and he's giving up more pressures than any other offensive lineman on the team, you're not used to that, Rambo.
I mean, and he better not be used to it either. You're right. I didn't even know about that till Pop pointed that out. And now you're confirming it. Damn.
So why you think he took so many sacks? Because he ain't used to that much pressure coming from the left side of him.
Yeah.
That's right. He wasn't used to that, Rambo.
We're not used to it either. Since when, Trent? Oh, God.
No, but see what I'm saying, Rambo? Brock wasn't used to that.
Yeah. So.
And then for his Deebo, for his Brandon Ayuk now. If you go on watch JT Sullivan breakdowns, he used to be a quarterback in the NFL. Brandon Ayuk was getting separations.
Was he? Because the measurement says
it was.
that he had just a few more. Deebo had a few more inches than he did, and Deebo wasn't getting no huge separation.
When they showed the when JT Sullivan breaking down that field, Brandon Ayuk was wide open a couple of times.
See, that's what they're probably talking about, just a couple of times. You know what, Anthony? I'm not giving him a pass, because if he'd have been training, and it wasn't all his fault for that. Had he been training, Ayuk and Brandon's chemistry, probably a little timing, would have probably looked a lot like it did last year. Oh, man.
I think the biggest problem, Ronbo, was one, him and Trent Williams is way out of shape more than what we realized.
Oh, I realized it when he came out there looking like the Michelin Man in that first game we played last week.
Yeah. I told you what he was looking like, the Pierre Maradona.
Well, he did. I said, oh, Trent, did you just eat? Lay around and eat? Oh, man. We got a couple more weeks before that gets better.
Number two, Ronbo. Two more, and another thing, Ronbo. Brandon Ayuk only gets separated because of CMC requires so much attention on the field.
I know that's you pointed that out.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, these are factors.
The last time we talked, okay, that's fact. So without CMC on the field, now they ain't got to concentrate on so much of him.
You got to keep an eye on him.
You see what I'm
Defenses
saying?
have to play. They cannot take their eye off of CMC, and you're right.
That's
and
right.
and
They
CMC
can't
was
take
making
it
life
out.
better for everybody.
He make it easy for everybody. Ronbo, don't you realize when we got CMC, that's why Kyle was able to open up his offense the way he opened it up
I
now.
know.
And without CMC out there on that field. Yeah, of course, Brandon, he can get open. But teams can key in on him now for the simple fact CMC ain't out there.
See, this is why Kyle, he should have been running Deebo out of the backfield if he's going to do that. Stop. Nobody's afraid of Deebo running the ball on that sweep of his. It's not working, and it's not going to work. Every team that plays us must spend a couple of days on how to deal with that play. Everybody knows if Deebo gets loose, it's bad news. So now they get it. Everybody's doing the same thing. As soon as Deebo gets the ball, they're on his butt, on him. They ain't even got the line of scrimmage yet. They talked for a couple of times. I said, Kyle, do you know that play is not working anymore? How many times do you have to see that? Stop it. He won't. We're not going to see it this weekend.
And when we was on that 1 yard line, down there on the goal, Kyle, he should have ran the ball. Why would you throw the ball right there? When you had Mason averaging so many yards carry.
He'll never learn.
I would have felt better if he would have put Patrick Taylor out there.
Who's a good third.
And let him run the ball.
Right? Taylor was good in Green Bay for third down situations. There's a goal line situation.
That's right.
There's some.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Kyle, we're never going to give you a break on that, Kyle. Kyle, I bet you people called him on the phone that he's close to. Tough break, coach. But you know what you should have done on that play? Instead of giving that ball back to him and letting him throw that bomb downfield, that could have been avoided. Okay, well, when you let me know when you hang up on him. I mean, God, I hope somebody told Kyle about that.
I mean, my boy Jair Brown, he did say,
it was his fault. Everybody should take fault.
Yeah, Jair Brown said he played the run.
He lost a step.
And
that's all
then when he played the run, and that was it. Because he came up, and then when he seen that Jefferson got behind him, it was too late.
Fam, common sense though. If they've got that much field between me and the line of scrimmage, why would I consider Jair Brown? I thought was sharp at that. Why would I consider playing a run? If Fred and company can't handle it, I'm coming up now. But in the meantime, I need to protect this area. I don't know if he was on his own with that thought, or is that something Sorensen taught him, or who? I don't understand what he was thinking. Oh, I got two quarterbacks up in front of you. Oh, okay. Anyway, we got to go. It's getting late.
Now, for this Rams game,
Real quick, Andy, because
Well,
we're going to talk
I'm
about the
not
Rams.
worried about that game.
Well, you shouldn't. But in fact, Friday, bring it back, everything you want to say about that game, because we're all going to be talking about that, which should be, we'll
All right,
laugh about
Ronbo.
it now, because we can't lose to them, because we'll never get our chat back. All right, Anthony. have a great night.
Yeah.
Bye,
Same
Phil. Damn, as a matter of fact.
Good night.
Good night, Anthony. Matter of fact, Rudy would actually run me off of social media if we lost to the Rams. or else I'd get kicked off by some kind of moderator or something, because I'd go ahead and use foul language and everything else. I know I'd get mad finally. Ellis!
Yo.
Ellis, your thoughts as they've evolved since Sunday? Oh, should I say? Yeah.
Shit, I don't know about it. Evolved. I still
feel hostile about the same people.
Yeah.
I don't know what we got to do to stop Kyle from a lot of coaches around the league. Stop throwing the ball on the 1 yard line. You're not fooling anybody. And as a matter of fact, Sirianni knows too. Stop with that. Play the percentages.
Anyway. I mean, if you're gonna throw the ball, just do some shit that works. If you're gonna call a pass play, use a pass play that works. I mean, I hate even bringing them up, but the Chiefs are really creative and do a lot of different shit. They showed a play where they used like two tight ends like right next to each other, just behind the line. And
I saw that.
You know, they just do.
I saw.
Yeah,
that.
they do different shit. They're more creative. You know what I mean?
The defensive doesn't
this.
understand right away. Like, yeah, I agree.
You catch teams by surprise. You have to be ahead. It's chess, not checkers. Kyle is playing checkers. He's not playing chess. You know,
he has that capabilities. That's why what pisses me off. Kyle, you know better than that. Wow.
Yeah. I'm just tired of, I mean, look, the Vikings played a good game. The defense was good.
They did.
Flores came through. He came through with a nice little twist. I mean, they did some shit where the one of the defensive linemen came in and rushed at Trent while Trent was already picking up another guy to distract him, to make it seem like, I mean, it didn't even make sense because the objective is to go to where the ball is, the quarterback. But he went at Trent Williams like he had the damn ball, and then just pushed off of him and went straight to the quarterback.
Yes.
It was really, really strategic, very, very very slick, very, and it's like, wait a minute, why the hell is he running at me? The quarterback's over there. Trent wasn't paying attention to him, but it was just to draw attention. Yeah. And then, he found there was a little opening, and he darted right out and got to Brock. I mean, that's why Brock told Flores, hey, man, you got one hell of a scheme, or, whatever, you know what I mean? Because he was coming at him. He's being very creative. And Kyle got out coached.
He admitted
he got out coached, period. There was a couple of, bad plays. Guys might not be getting separation and all that, but Kyle, you didn't have a damn plan. You didn't have a foolproof plan. You and Sorensen needs to get it together, because I mean, I was watching Dante Whitner talk about some things. I wish Dante would go out there and try to become a defensive coordinator, or even just a position coach on the defensive side of the ball. He would be a really good defensive mind to be out there with the guys and stuff like that. Not just trying to knock Sorensen completely down, but shit, I don't know, man. He's it didn't seem like he was really calling a good game. I mean, players were making plays. Fred was over there, doing his stuff, and he just, I'm so thankful that we have that kind of a presence on the team, because if you take Fred Warner out, we don't have anybody who's really a sound, the voice, and is instrumental and is aggressive, and as much of a, he's a lion. You know what I'm saying? He's a he has that energy that we would be completely we would not have whatsoever if you took Fred Warner off this team.
Don't talk into existence now.
Well, that ain't no. He's gonna be fine. I'm just saying, because his presence was so just
always
just vital. Like he was he kept us in the game. If you take away his turnover,
Ellis, I can tell that's a complete cutoff too, Ellis, unless you accidentally push the mute button.
Oh,
okay.
No, I was just saying his turnovers. If we take away just his turnovers alone, we get our asses whooped. So,
back weeks with that peanut punch too, boy. Fred, come running by Fred.
I mean, he did it. The guy was running to the end zone and was about to get 6, and he punched the fucking ball out.
I love it.
To the mathematics, the timing, the science behind doing something like that in such a way, the power, just everything. Yeah, man. So I'm just thankful that we have him. Like I said, he's been the one that's been playing, based on he's been playing like he's paid. If but I've already said that several times. He plays like he's paid, and he's maintained that. Yeah. And I hope he stays with us until he retires.
I do too.
Yeah.
There's certain guys I want to see retire as 49ers. He's one of them. Him and George.
We're missing Dre. Yeah, we're missing Dre out there defensively, because a lot of that shit wouldn't be happening if Dre was out there with Fred.
I know, right?
Because they would just be tearing shit up. They're like, they look like they get shot out of the cannon every play. If it's not Fred flying all over the place, it's Dre. That's the kind of energy we need at the linebacker position, and we're missing that on one side. So we're desperately in need of a Dre or somebody, like Dre, to come out there and really, fill that void with Fred.
Be something like that, maybe. We got to see more D. Because that Fred was impressed with him. And Fred never comes out and says, boy's having the best camp of anybody out here. What? Fred doesn't just talk like that. I wish I could see D. Withers. What is he doing? So I'm we'll see. D's going to get his thing.
Yeah, it takes.
Because what's his name from Green Bay is okay, but I mean, he can be replaced.
Yeah, Campbell's all right.
Yeah, Devontae's okay.
Yeah, Devontae Campbell, he's all right. Honestly, like, in the secondary, that was probably the downer on the defense as a whole. They weren't calling the right defense. That had to do with Sorensen, but there should have been no reason why Charvarius Ward was not following Justin Jefferson all over the fucking field. Like, you guys are supposed to be calling that out. No, whatever the hell his number is, 19, whatever Justin Jefferson's number is, he should have been Charvarius Ward covering him the whole game.
With a safety help.
And I know he gets smoked sometimes, but if he needs to get his ass, toasted a couple of times and put on a spot to where it's like, I got to stop this man, because that's what we need to expose who's coming to play and who's not. Demo, he covers his ground, for the most part, 97, 98% of the time. Demo's not the problem. But Charvarius sometimes gets caught slipping, and he's the biggest corner we got. With JJ, I don't want Malik Mustafa trying to jump up and contest catches with Justin Jefferson. He's too big, he's too long for Mustafa, even though he's not the one that got smoked. It was, George Odom and what's his name? Mm-hmm. And Jair's a box safety. He's not look, he's not running around flying he doesn't have that what's his name? Who was that we had? Tart. He's not that Tart kind of safety. Mm-hmm. Tart will come and get the rock. He'll come out there and contest shit. He's a big safety and he's real fast. And he's not. He's that's just not his game right now. At least at this point.
He needs another year.
So Sorensen's got to clean it up, man. I think that's the best. That's what I would say. I'm still looking forward to seeing what he does. But we don't got a whole season for him to get his shit in gear. So
Sorensen's been there too long anyway. He knows what we do. But Joe, we got to go, fam. I'm gonna look for you Friday. Bring that score and the reasoning behind it, like we do on Friday. But not lose to the Rams. But all right.
Yeah. Thanks for the platform, fam. Shout out production. Shout out Donut Tanisha. Shout out the Dragon fam. Shout out Tony Tone. all the family out there, man. Shout out Frank. I ain't heard. Have you heard from Show? Where he been?
Big Show. No, I saw him on X though, and Show. I know you watching. Get it. I've seen Show.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's probably heated, especially since Sam Darnold cooked us. I bet he's hot, and like we all are. Hey, it's gonna be all right though, man. We got to learn. Sometimes you got to get got to get a little spanking every once in a while, even though they only beat us by 6. But that was we was outmatched, we was outclassed in that game, outcoached. So that's what happens. So you got to come with.
We'll be all right. All right, man. We'll see you Friday. All right,
Yeah. Hit that like, subscribe, man. You know where you at. Like your feet.
Thanks, man.
Go.
That us. And let's go. We go to Atlanta now as we swing quickly to Trez for the 30 minutes of TN.
Hold up, wait a minute. Ronbo, put some red and gold up in it. So TNT is here with the fire, Ronbo. Look here. Let's get started, Ronbo. Let's get started.
If you see Big Show, tell him we're looking for him, okay?
I'll show you will, Ronbo. Look, we're going to start out like this, man. Trent Taylor, awful game. Awful game. Trent Taylor got Brock Purdy sacked at least 3 times, Ronbo.
Trent Williams.
Go back and look at this.
You said Taylor.
Trent Williams. I mean, my bad. Yeah, Trent Williams. Trent Williams got him sacked 3 times. Go back and look at it. Trent had an awful game, Ronbo. Got knocked down one time with a
I seen that. I did see that. I didn't believe it. He needs.
I say, you see what I'm talking about when you're not in football shape and you miss camp. All that, I'm a veteran, I'm this, I'm that, I don't need camp. You're a lie. The greatest even need camp.
Ain't that the truth?
The greatest players of all time needed camp. You hear me, Ronbo?
I do.
Then let's keep it going. Brown, what are you doing? Brown, you're a hell of a hitter. You come up in the box. Your instinct is well when stopping the run, but you're not a cover safety. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? He studied peeping in the backfield and sit there and let Jefferson get behind him. Crazy. We got one player right now on defense, and that's Fred Warner. Playing MVP right now of the league as far as the defense is concerned. MVP, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, Ronbo, we have got to give Jordan Mason the football. My next blame goes out to Kyle Shanahan. That play calling was erratic. Was not Kyle. We all know Kyle can get in his bag. We do. Sometimes he just go get in his bag, and that man can call some plays. Then he had these bullshit games like this game right here in particular. One of these bullshit games where he just raggedy in play call, just straight raggedy. If CMC would have been here, Ronbo, he'd have touched that ball at least 75% of the offensive time. 75%, he'd have been touching that ball. Why you don't give Mason that kind of opportunity to touch the ball? You come out here with all these bullshit pass plays, and then I got to go to Brock Purdy. Stats say not a bad game, but a bad game. BA is your man. BA. He's your guy. BA was open, Ronbo. He was open. He wasn't even looking his way. Like, what are you doing? I don't get it. Like, they just always off. Everybody, they off. We off. Who cares?
And Trez, I just want to bring up a point on that because the fact is the offense looks slower. I'm kind of happy about the offensive line holding so Brock can go through progression 1, 2, and 3. But at the same time, it looked like there was some intensity, energy taken off. The edge goes now to the defense. You can go through all the progressions, but I liked him better when he was under siege and he was going one read and getting rid of that ball right now. The defense can't recover from that. That's when Ayuk was killing him and everybody else. Now we're going through every
read. To move the pocket. Quit having him just stand there. I mean, they gave him all the time to work to find sometimes.
Yeah.
But then he sit up there and threw the ball into triple coverage with Kyle Houston, and you got BA wide open on the right side. He didn't even look for him.
He says he didn't. They had some coverages he'd never seen in his life. I'm telling you, these are the things that Brady and others, veterans, who've seen that combination of players and know what they're going to do next. Brock's got to learn. He learned a lot this past weekend, I hope. Damn, Flores was just kicking his ass. Him and Kyle.
We paying $30 million over there, bro. Go there. We paying 30. Look there first before you look anywhere.
Good point.
Juszczyk should be a check down, not a damn number one target. A check down target. You go to BA first. That's what I need from you.
Yeah.
Because that's what they displayed this past weekend, man. I mean, look, we all gonna have some bad games, but I think that one was avoidable, Ronbo. I think they came in half-stepping, half-assing it, smelling their own shit from the last game, thinking they that team, and we're not. We're not going into this season like this. No. And when I say we're not that team, I mean we're a talented team, true enough, from one end to the other end. But I'm saying your shit can stink just like anybody else's. Look at the Cowboys. They thought their shit didn't stink. They went out there and mollyhopped the first game and came back in the Saints marched all over their ass because they used our game plan. They still can't stop the run. They can't. They can't.
Everybody's stealing our game plan. Run the ball. Establish that run and then do as you please. God. Alvin Kamara.
Hey.
Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Cowboys don't ever want to see him again.
Hey, Bubba Duke said something about Zeke. I had to bust out laughing. He said Zeke is full of Michelob and them HOs. Hey, I had to start laughing because I said, he's right. He's 100% right.
And Texas boy came in accusing us of not having no running back. I said, what? Texas boy,
hey.
Oh, that's why Stephen A. Smith talks about you people. Some of the worst fans on the planet. And that's stupid.
On the planet. Yeah, yeah. So this week, I look forward to a bounce back week. Get in your bag, Kyle. Stop the craziness. Stop with the man. You know how we do it, Ronbo. Our offense is structured in set up the run to set up the pass.
Yep.
Straight up, and we play action off of that. Come
and
on.
No matter other people
You're
know or not.
making the same touches you would give a Christian if Christian McCaffrey was there. Give him the touches. Stop cutting the workload short. Like, what are you doing?
And
You're
throw
getting
him the
too
ball
creative on
sometimes.
bullshit.
Trash, he paid $3,000 for that jug machine. Throw him the ball. He'll catch it.
Where are the screens at, Ronbo? We tried to throw one screen out, and it almost got tipped intercepted. I'm like, bro, oh, my God. Bro, come on. What happened to the middle screens? What happened to the little dump-off screen? I'm not understanding offense at times. Kyle, go ahead and just – he never gets in his – he always with these slow starts. He never gets in the bag and stays consistently in the bag.
But I mean, it's no excuse for abandoning common sense, though. That's the only thing I say. Some of it's just common sense, and God just leaves that. I don't know what he's doing. And then, okay, you know what? It's week 2. Trash, we got to keep telling ourselves that. We're coming into week 3. We're fine.
But Ronbo, when we going to ever have a fast start? When we just going to rattle off and go 5-0? From the jump.
I wish I
hate to go in 1-1, 1-2, or 2-2, or even 2-1,
and then finally you get to 4-3. You look like you're getting up to speed.
And right, and then we roll off. Then we go roll off 8 straight. Like, bro, get me to the 8 straight from the beginning, from the jump.
Chance, we're gonna go. I gotta see you
Friday.
I'm enjoying Trash. And you're getting here more often. I love it. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's football season now, Ronbo. It's football season. You know, we got TNT got it.
Wait a minute, Ronbo. Sprinkle some JACK up in it.
That's my boy Jack. Jack, what's happening, Jack? Jack, you gonna take it on?
Hold on. One thing, guys. One thing, fellas, please. It's been 10 years, and all I'm saying is I'm going to email Ronbo my WhatsApp number. Can you please forward it to Trez? And you can email Ronbo Trez. Can we do that?
Well, we get a 3-way letter. I'll forward it. We'll all be together. All right, no problem.
Yeah. I want you to come to the UK, Trez. It's been 10 years, dog. I'm going to take care of you when you're out here.
Jack, I'm going to fly over there for free. I work for Bill. So, okay, I got you.
There you go.
Ronbo,
right.
Ronbo, we out of here. Jack, we out of here. Y'all have a good one. Be safe. Let's go get a W this week.
Please. Night, Trez. Here he comes, that man of men, the one who says, I want Shanahan out here right now. Hey, Jalen, Jalen gets real sensitive. Jalen, I'm just playing, you know it. Jalen, get in here.
Ronbo, my brother Trez, we have started the season off 5-0 before. 2019, we started off 8-0. Then last year, we started off 5-0. So, Kyle,
Hey, yeah, you know what? That's true.
Team has started off winning before. Yeah, we've done that. But that's beside the point. Ronbo, once again, this man, Kyle Shanahan, cannot seem to coach when it matters most. Ronbo, let me tell you something. He coaches like a bully. Ronbo, we all know what bullies are, chat. People who pick on people weaker than them in the second. Ronbo, how do you deal with a bully? The second you stand up to him and you hit him back, now all of a sudden they like, oh, whoa, what the hell?
And I ran into him on social media too.
Team,
I love it when they try to come after me.
The second the 49ers hit somebody in the mouth and they don't flinch, they gonna beat up on them. Yeah, they gonna beat up on the Giants and the Commanders. Of course they are, because they bigger, they better. But what happens when they get against a team that's gonna say, hey, we don't care if you hit us, we're gonna keep fighting back? Yeah. What happens then, Rombo? When we go against a Baltimore Ravens or a Kansas City or
you
a
saw
Vikings
what happened.
team.
Yeah. What a Chiefs.
When guys don't say, hey, you're not finna just run the ball down our throat. We're not finna let you bully us. What happens, Rombo? This man can't coach. He gets out coached every time. It's yet to fail, Rombo. It is yet to fail.
Well, wait a minute, Jalen. Detroit and Green Bay offered us a pretty big challenge last year. They fought back out of that one. It was close. I know the ball bounced off of the man's head, but still, the 49ers did come barreling back. And usually when they get loose like this, they seem to look like they laid down
That was all on the players, Rombo. That was all on the players.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about, Jalen. The players have to do it. They can't. Kyle can't come out there and play for him. That's why when you see Kyle all crazy angry on the sideline, because some bonehead out there messed up, and big time. That's when he comes down, he comes off the field, and he goes down the opposite end of the line so Kyle can't get him. I've seen Kyle go down and get people before, though. So, that's why, if you've been on a team, it ain't always the coach.
Yeah, Rombo, it's the coach. It's the coach.
I know yeah. I'm not going to convince you of otherwise, but I'm telling you.
We ran 9 plays in the third quarter in the Super Bowl, and 8 of them were passes.
Yeah, and 3 of 13 did piss me off.
That's on the coach, Rombo. That's on the coach. That's not on the players. That's on the coach for calling those. Rombo, why? You just said it. Why are you steady running that Deebo Samuel run play, Rombo? That's not on the players.
Oh,
that's
I'm really, I'm tired of that.
So, Rombo, you remember back in 2020 we played the Dolphins. They kicked our ever-living ass, Rombo.
Mm-hmm.
And guess who their head coach was?
That was Flores that year. Yeah.
Brian Flores. Now, Kyle, you're 0-2 against Brian Flores. Clearly, you can't get out coached by him.
There's 3 or 4 coaches in the league that Kyle really does struggle with. And I don't think he likes messing around with Dan Quinn either. Because remember we played the Falcons that year? Kyle would not pull nothing out the book. We played vanilla offense that whole game.
That man he coaches like a bully. The second somebody fights back, he gets conservative, he gets scared, he gets off the game plan.
Okay, Jay, but that doesn't happen often, so I'm not going to get mad at that.
Get this combo. The man is a clown. I want y'all to open your eyes and realize that taking Trey Lance at 3 and taking Solomon Thomas at 3, that's
2.
Rombo, this man is a buffoon.
1, 2, 3. That's right. Solomon Thomas at 3.
Buffoon, Rombo. Jesus Christ. I saw people in the chat the other day saying get rid of Brock Purdy. But guess what, y'all? We wouldn't have to worry about Brock Purdy if he trained Trey Lance or protected Jimmy Garoppolo better. But what happened? He got 3 quarterbacks hurt that year. That's why we dealing with Brock Purdy.
Okay, but Jalen, you do remember that all-world Trent Williams was getting his ass handed to him this past weekend. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, that's cool. Why you ain't paying him early?
But this is what I'm saying. These are the things that can't be helped.
If you pay your players, they won't have to miss.
Okay, but you can't blame that on Kyle, because I don't know if
I can't blame that on Kyle. He paid Javon Hargrave. What has he done?
I don't know if I think Lynch and Jed York have something to do with some of this, and some of his other people. I don't think Kyle has a say on everything, because if he had it his way, I'm pretty sure Trent and Ayuk would have got paid earlier.
Rombo, this man took Trey Lance at 3. He has his way.
Okay, but we don't know for sure what happened there, because Kyle told us later that he was considering also everybody else's favorite guy. That everybody's afraid that Sam. I said, you know what? Do we? How do you know he might not be so bad in Jalen's offense? I backed off. Because I don't know. You wanted Justin Fields. I don't know. Trey didn't have a lot of support. I don't know.
Ronbo, there was no reason for him. That's past us, Ronbo. I mean, Jesus
Christ. It is. It's over now.
I mean, it is. Ronbo, do you understand we've allowed 7 sacks in just 2 weeks? You do know that. Right? You do know that, right? But
I was blown away by that. And it got vicious in this game. So look for the Rams to try to do it too.
You yourself said weeks ago, oh, Jalen, look at McKivitz. Hasn't he gotten better? Oh, look at Big Pooney right there. Ain't nobody getting past him. 7 sacks in 2 weeks. But we didn't think that we need to address the offensive line. We wanted to go out and get Ricky Pearson.
But did we get most of them sacks this past Sunday?
This man can't coach. This man can't. Look, hey, in 5 years from now, when he has a amazing regular season record with the 49ers, but no rings to show for it, y'all are going to say, damn it, man, that kid, Jalen, damn it, he might have been rough. He wasted these guys' prime, and he wasted years of, man. But we should at least be 3 times champions right now. At least.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that goes all the way back to 2014, 12, and 13.
No, you want to go back further than that? We should have 4.
Well, yeah.
I'm talking about since Kyle's been here. We should have at least 2 rings, Ronbo. No bullshit. At least 2.
And 2 before that, actually. So, yeah. 49ers should be 10.
And all these people that's saying, Ronbo, let me ask you one more thing before I go, because I don't know how much time left. Everybody that's saying, what are we going to do if we get rid of Kyle Shanahan? Weren't y'all asking the same questions when we got rid of Harbaugh? What the hell we going to do now that Harbaugh's gone?
And you remember what happened? How old were you at that time? Remember what happened? Got our butt beat. I'm beat. It was embarrassing for 2 years.
No, what happened 2 seasons later? Here come Kyle Shanahan.
I know.
So how do we know that a season or 2 seasons later, here, Ronbo, come on now.
Those are long periods. When you're getting your butt beat, those are long periods. Ronbo, it felt like I thought we were finished forever after Jimmy T got in there. We won 6 games that year though. But then here comes the Sam. He's gonna work. He's gonna work with Kaepernick. Bring him on. Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly. We beat the Rams that year twice, Ronbo.
That's all we did. We can always, when we're in trouble, you still got the Rams. Don't worry, you won't have to be the number 1 pick in the draft.
If I was a Rams fan, Jesus Christ, 2-14 and the only 2 wins we got.
Rudy ain't got no shame. He never talks about that when he's running that smack all over social media. Boy,
Ronbo, all I'm saying is we know once Harbaugh got fired, we lost a large chunk of that team. Yeah, let's just say we didn't lose all those players after Harbaugh left. Do you really think Tom Sula and Kelly would have struggled? Now let's remember that, y'all. We lost a lot of players after Harbaugh left. We lost.
It was an exodus. You can hear the music.
We lost everybody. So let's not act like these guys were playing with world beaters when they got to the 49ers. The team was shit. It was literally gutted.
I'm gonna see you Sunday. All right.
Man, Ronbo, let me get a Niners shout out, baby. Look, I would say Kyle, hurry up and get a ring, but at this point, I sound the same, Ronbo. I can't keep saying the same stuff every day.
Well, Jalen, don't think like that. Hey, don't think like that. All right? We're going to be all right.
Yep.
Okay. Night, Jalen. And 49er, Brian, come on in, player. You got to represent tonight because ain't no Rams in here. Oh, I'm sorry. I was doing
the backstroke and Jalen's tears. I'm sorry. I was halfway asleep.
Come on out of the pool. Come on out of the pool. Dry yourself
off. Kind of salty, though. Little salty as usual, though. But what is up, player? What it do?
Oh, man. I'm going to tell you, we got to stop carrying on in week 2. Other people are watching us. I mean, we could be worse. We could be the Carolina Panthers. We're 1-1. We're okay. We're not 0-2.
Well, the marketing schmo knows the score. From the big A to that even bigger shithole of L.A. Who are we going to stomp this weekend and put a mud hole in that ass? Because, the Detroit Lions gave us the blueprint on how to handle these chumps. Because we're going to be running the ball down their throats, Ronbo Sports. You feel me, player?
I feel me? Yes, indeed. I can't wait. And we are, too. Because what Detroit did to them, everybody's going to do. The Cardinals said, look at that. They have no hope against the run. All right. So we know what to do now. Call Connor up and tell him to get ready. Man.
Oh, jeez. I just got some breaking news. Kyle Shanahan is resigning tomorrow morning.
Okay.
And he's announcing his replacement. It's Jim Tom Sula.
Oh!
Yeah! Woo-hoo!
You know, hey,
right. I
Brian, you know what?
Do it.
You make up a joke. But here's the thing. You know what would end up happening, don't you? Isn't Staley isn't he the assistant coach?
Come on, Ronbo.
No, I'm just saying, if Kyle were to say tomorrow, enough of this, you know what? You guys need a better coach than me. John didn't say he's leaving, so you still got him. And, I'm out. Because Rudy and I, Rudy, Big Show and I were discussing this last year. If the team goes too far south, Kyle's going to feel some kind of way. He could actually say, you know what, I'm thinking I'm going to do this organization a favor by taking off. And then he just leaves. Now, he'll take off a half a season or a year or something, come back to later year, but he will think that it may be time for him to go. Maybe he may believe that it's his fault that we're losing all these games. A lot of people have all justified reasons for saying what they're saying, but the minute we lose Shanahan, the little hope we have, it diminishes greatly. People don't want to believe that. Bring somebody in. Everybody believes Shanahan can be replaced. It will be fine. That is so far from the truth. If that be the case, how come other teams around the league are suffering? There's a lot of coaches out there.
How come? And how come if we're so bad, why hasn't he been fired? You know?
As long as we stay competitive and in position to win the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
I'm not going to get mad at that.
Well, 49er, Brian, you don't know what you're talking about. He hasn't won the big one for us yet. Yeah. He's just he chokes every time, every year. Come on, you guys. Really?
No, but
if we get rid of our
to the playoffs and out and through, and once we get to the playoffs, we don't lose. We lose the NFC CG of the Pro Super Bowl.
These little people in your chat, these people that call and complain about Kyle, what good does it do? It gets you nowhere. Nowhere. Because we're all armchair CEOs. We really don't have any power. So what do the 49ers do? We're just fans. And yeah, we can be passionate and get mad some days and throw fits and act like little children when they don't win. But does that do any good either, to go after the coach and say he's the worst 49er coach in history, that he can't get it done, and we need to just go out and get somebody better? Okay, who's that person? Well, we don't know, do we? We don't.
I mean, Sirianni's still coaching. And he's a comedian. Who else around the league?
And I hate sounding like a broken record, but look what Andy Reid went through in his career, and look where he's at now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, even John Madden went through that before he started winning Super Bowls as well. It just takes some time. It doesn't mean the coach actually sucks. In fact, if a coach that keeps taking you to the well, but the horses just won't drink, that's probably the guy that is close. But you just got to wait a minute. Don't get excited.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, is Kyle Shanahan, look what his father did for the 49ers.
Yeah.
His dad. I mean, they've got so much clout with this team. I mean, it would take an act of Congress or us losing a shit ton of games for Kyle Shanahan to be out of here.
Well,
and I don't think that's going to happen.
Jed already made everybody mad, and Jed might have kept quiet about it, though. But Jed was impressed with how well the 49ers did last year. Jed, you set yourself. Oh, here come the bullets. I saw that coming. People got all over. Jed, you're just satisfied with just getting there but not winning it. I said, oh, man, people don't care, Jed.
And, Ronbo, I'm to the point. I'm so happy where our team is. You know, that we all know how hard a Super Bowl is to win.
Oh, to even get there.
Exactly. And to see teams like the Chiefs, what they're doing every year, and it's almost like a mountain that we just can't get past, you know,
and
or
granted,
reach.
And the way we've lost,
Yeah.
it's questionable every time. But as I said, sometimes I'm splitting that blame up. I'm not blaming just one entity.
No, it's a team. You can't just blame Kyle for what happened week 2 against Minnesota. Come on. I mean,
we're gonna lose a couple more too, so you know.
We had a short week. Everybody played like poo. The penalties killed us alone.
Oh, we got to
everybody's out of shape.
Right. I mean, that's my number one problem, Brian. Oh, Trent Williams has got to lose weight. I don't know what he's going to do because I see 3 weeks from now, maybe I'm getting nearly in shape. But that's 3 weeks away easily. And he's not the kind of guy that you see a guy knocks at the door. Hi, Trent, my name is Ron Belmont. And listen, I'm here. The team sent me over. We're going to get you on a diet plan. I'm going to be your trainer for the next 3 weeks. Say what? You better get out my door. See, Trent got a sandwich and everything. It's not just a regular sandwich.
Ronbo.
It's a hoagie. And it's at my pot. God.
Hey, you know what? These winters in Montana get cold. There's lots of wood that needs to be chopped out here.
Oh.
We can get Trent and Brandon Ayuk out here to chop some wood for me. And
Ayuk wouldn't be out there long, but Trent would.
You know, like when Rocky went over to Russia in Rocky 3, we could pull a Rocky 3 on those two.
You know,
make them run in the snow.
Trivia question: What was the Russian's name? Dolph Lundgren. What was his name? He had a scary name.
Drago,
yeah.
Drago
had sophisticated high-tech equipment. Rocky's out there chopping trees out in the snow. I was so, oh, God, I love it.
And I guarantee when that happens, Trent and Brandon Ayuk will lose the excess love handles. And then Michelin can stop bugging Trent about being the next Michelin man. It'll be over for him.
We got to go. Brian, we're out. I'll see you Friday, fam.
All right. Shout out to everybody. I'm just trying to be goofy as usual.
No,
trying to bring
we
out
need this. We got to learn to smile in these situations. It's too early in the season.
Yeah, it's just too early to be negative yet, man. I mean, come on. It's week 2. 3. Excuse
what if
me.
we win the next 5?
And we're going to destroy those lambs. Fuck those lambs. Fuck them.
I'm worried about the Cardinals more than the Lamb. That's week after next.
Oh,
right,
don't
fam.
get me. Oh, God. All right, man. Have a good night. Love you.
I'll be back, fam. Night.
Bye.
That's him, John Bull. Ivan Drago. I will break you. Hey, Tony ATL.
Ronbo, good evening. How you doing?
Tony, you know how we do. Hey, congratulations on your victory last night. I didn't see that one coming. I said, oh, man. Okay, now here comes Kirk Cousins with a minute and 40? I said, that first pass. Here we go. And your 2 running backs.
Now, if you saw the game, you saw how we're using Ray McCloud as our number 3 receiver.
I saw that. And you know what I was thinking during the time that was happening? We never used Ray like that. Yeah, you were right. Ray McCloud came to play when he got to Atlanta.
Ronbo, I didn't think we were going to win, but you know what happened to Philadelphia on that last drive? You hear me say it like a broken record.
What?
Super Bowl 49, Seattle on the goal line.
You know?
Super Bowl 51, my Falcons on the 22. Super Bowl 54, you guys running Mostert, didn't stop him. Yeah. All he had to do was run it one more play.
Oh, but we can go back to Super Bowl. What Super Bowl was that when we played the Ravens? We could have ran Frank Gore. Touchdown most likely. No, we got to pass that ball.
Yep. You're down there. You can either put 4 wide receivers in and run the ball, Ronbo. Spread them out. Run the ball. You pass the ball down there, bad things happen. Not all the time.
Most of the time.
In those situations, you see what happens. Cost teams world championships. It cost Philly that game on it. And that's the same play that Barkley caught his touchdown on. It was the same exact play. So I'm just so thankful we won.
Karma's.
Now we're in the race. We're not 0-2. And Ronbo, I noticed there's no Rams fans in here tonight. Well, I saw Chrissy Jim Kim Everett in there.
Yeah, he was in here. I saw him a couple of times.
No Rudy, though. Rudy hiding.
No, I understand Rudy opened up his channel. You know what? Here's the thing about it. That's why it pisses me off about trolls. They come in here when getting is good and they take shots at us, but it's never fair play. They don't hang out. You know, I mean, it's really, God, cowards.
And then they accuse people like me. They accuse people like me of doing that, and I've never done it.
Yeah,
but remember, I got to applaud Texas boy. Texas boy was in here tonight.
He came in earlier.
He wasn't joking around. He was being nice to everybody tonight. He wasn't joking around much.
I mean, except for his one remark that I had to laugh. When he said, "Man, 49ers ain't got no running back." What? We ain't got no running back.
49ers have no running back?
I thought.
Let's see here.
I could have sworn we had the leading running back last week, and he's like in the top 10 as far as running backs even now. But we ain't got no running back. Texas boy, what is Zeke? And everybody jumped on him about Zeke there.
That's what I see.
What are you doing?
New England's Ramondre Stevenson is 5th in the league with 201 yards. Saquon Barkley of Philly is 4th in the league with 204 yards.
Damn, I know Saquon was that far down.
Green Bay's Josh Jacobs is 3rd with 235. Jordan Mason is 2nd in the league with 247. And the LA Chargers, J.K. Dobbins is 1st with 266.
And J.K.
But y'all have no running back.
Didn't J.K. just get drafted? That's him, isn't it?
No, he was drafted by Baltimore about 3-4 years ago. He tore his knee up and he rehabbed, and now he's back.
But didn't the Chargers
draft his contract up? He signed with the Chargers as a free agent.
But didn't they draft? But didn't Harbaugh draft a running back? And I knew he would, because Harbaugh believes in running the ball.
I don't think so.
He didn't. Where did he get? How did he get?
I don't think so. Free agency. His contract was up with Baltimore.
Okay.
Yep. Because remember, Baltimore went out and got Derrick Henry. So they let J.K. Dobbins go.
And everybody's still getting on the Dallas Cowboys for not picking up Derrick Henry. You know?
Yeah. Actually, Harbaugh did draft a running back. I saw this guy play in college, Kamani Vidal. He's a little short back, 5'8", 215 out of Troy.
See, Tony.
So he's not going to play much.
No, but Tony, 215, and how tall is he? See, that's
5'8".
That's that bowling ball coming down the field. Tony, you played against these guys. You know, and if you try to, they're quick at the same time. They carry that weight with no problem. I hate playing against guys like that. And they brush you off. You can take all angles you want. Yeah, Jesus Christ, I hated that. And just
he's All-American at Troy.
Their legs beat you up, and he's as tall when he's sitting down as he is standing up. So you know the dude is, I can't get a shot at him. So you know
those type of guys, when they're coming through the line, you can't see them, so they pass you because
when you do,
got the blockers.
And then he's going down. He drops his shoulder. Now it's impossible to grab his heavy ass. Oh man.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ronbo, tough break. I see Deebo Samuel's going to be out a couple of weeks because of a hamstring.
I say he's going to be out 3 weeks. Hey, people don't get over hamstrings that quick.
So
we got
what's the deal with IU? Is he coming along? Because now he's got to pick up the slack now.
Well, he looks a little better. He looked better this last week than he did the week before. So I figure Ayuk's going to finally get into shape. And him and Brock are finally going to get that timing back. You know, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo's not going to be back for another. I suspect at best Deebo's back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Deebo may be back in week 6. Cavs
are you going to move? Move Jawan Jennings up to the number 2, and then you got your rookie phenom Jacob Cowing number 3.
I know.
Do that.
Jacob needs some work. Kyle's not going to trust him after that fumble. You know that ball hit Jacob. And the ball just slipped between his head. You know how Kyle is? Cowing may be in a doghouse. Because Kyle is just, the guy is brutal when it comes to making those kind of calls. Cowing. Chris Conley needs some playing time. I believe in him.
Yeah.
I like what he does when he's out there. I don't have any problem with Chris Conley. He's strong. He blocks.
You going to put Jennings at the number 2? Is Jennings going to be number 2?
No, Juwan's still gonna be third in Juwan, because the matter of fact is,
So you gonna move Conley to number 2?
Collins, you know what? It's going to be back and forth between him and Juwan, because Juwan in third down situation, the guy's a miracle worker. When you, a pass don't even have to be good. Juwan is going to come up with it, and he's going to get you that first down, and he's going to cause a fight with the opposing team people. I love that. He does that every week without fail. I don't know what kind of trash he's talking, but he gets on the nerves of his defender, and that also gets in that defender's head, and now Juwan's going to have his way with him. These guys are dumb to get into it with Juwan.
And Chris Conley is that veteran that knows he's a great route runner. He's that veteran. He knows what to do in every situation. So Conley's probably your guy.
I think so. I like him. So Cowan can get some burn in. In a couple of weeks, so I think I want to see what Ricky looks like. I can't wait to see Pearsall in action. Now that Deebo's out, because Deebo and that calf.
Ronnie Bell will get some time.
See, Ronnie Bell makes me nervous. He really does. I mean, you know what? Ronnie Bell's going to be out there, guarantee you, this weekend. But the boy makes me nervous. You know, he can make some great catches at times, but he makes some awful plays at other times. Misses it shouldn't have been
missed. You don't have to fret, because y'all play the Rams this week, so y'all can run the ball 6
I know.
times.
We take a page out the Detroit Lions playbook. I wish we had 5 or 6 running backs and just take turns on them. Don't throw the ball all day. Just beat Sean McVay's worst nightmare. And Sean looks up and looks over his players. They're not going to do anything but run the ball today. That's not the game plan we had. Look at this. That's 4 downs in a row. They ran the ball. And it's a first down. Look at that. They're still not throwing the ball.
Cowherd gave him a comment, something that I already know and you already know. Cowherd said today that Fred Warner is the best linebacker in the National Football League, bar none.
Yeah.
Those are the words out of Colin Cowherd. He's never said that before.
You know, and he hates to. If it's praising the 49ers, Cowherd really hates to do it. That's why Rudy loves him so much. Cowherd's been singing the praises about the Rams and how they were going to win the NFC West weeks before the season even started. Boy, God.
Yeah, I remember.
Man,
I remember.
How do you
know? So, Ronbo, did you get if you saw the game last night, you finally got a chance to see B. John Robinson, our running back from Texas.
That's what I was asking you about. What a combination.
You saw the moves. Yep, him and Tyler Algier.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
That's what I was watching the whole game. I said, you know what? That is an invincible 1-2 combination. Algier with all that size busts through the air. It's first and 10. He does it again. Now it's 2nd and 4. I mean, I'm looking at this. This is by formula and design. Algier, and what's his name?
B. John Robinson. B. John, like B. John Mustard. B. John Robinson. Yep.
D. John. That is good to be Grizzly. Tony.
And just think, Ronbo, one of them's 24 and one of them's 23. They're young.
They got 5 years of nothing but production. And keep them together.
Yes,
One's gonna get one, but they're going to want to get paid. If you guys can keep those two together, my. But Algier would be the one to go if they have to pick one, though, because Dijon is, boy.
Algier got 1,000 yards as a rookie, though.
I know, and I don't know who you going to choose. I'm just saying, I'm looking at the age, and I'm looking at oh, man. Anyway, Tony, we got to go. I'm going to see you Friday if you got time. And you always seem to, man. We really like you.
Ronbo, today's chat is strange without all them Rams in there chirping. Strange.
If you run them off the field,
I'm going to let them have it, too, about them not being
here. Rudy, you ain't getting away, man. I'm going to come and get you. I'm trying to be the adult, but not with you, because you start that trash and you could get some of mine, too. Hey.
And I'm looking forward to Sunday, Ronbo. I know you got to go Ravens at Cowboys. I'm looking forward to this ass whooping Dallas got coming. Because Baltimore ain't lose going 0-3.
I can't believe that either. All right. Have a great night, Tony. See you Friday.
And pray for us, Ronbo. We play Kansas City Sunday night. Sunday night football. Kansas City comes to Atlanta.
You're going to have another huge audience, too. All right.
We could beat them. We could beat them.
I think so. Most teams could beat them if they just do it and stop letting them get in your head.
If our defensive game plan is right.
Hey,
Ronbo, I'll talk to you Friday.
Looking forward
to it. You have a good one.
You too.
Looking forward to it, sir. Take care.
Night, Tony. God. the games, there's always a game every week that's juicy. It's early in the season. Usually it takes a few weeks for the season to get up to speed. And then, of course, every game is critical. But these games are fun right now. If we could just stay the hell up out of Minnesota. The Jets-Niners game, that's one of the most watched games of the week. Anyway, fam, bring that score Friday as we get together again. Please subscribe. Be a part of the Ronbo Sports family. We have a good time all the time. We just got rid of the Rams. That in itself is worth celebrating coming on back. Because I've already got a conversation about allowing trolls to come in. Listen, I'll keep the young Montana is the most annoying troll in the chat. I like to time him out from time to time, so don't worry about him. I'll take care of him. He's going to change that name, or he's going to get timed out every week. Anyway, hey, see you Friday, fam. Bring that score.